Welcome, 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 Lander fans, to Bill Busch Stadium on a crisp, brisk Saturday here, as we are just coming in about 5 minutes into play. That's on me, as I remembered that this game was at noon, and I said that all day yesterday, but in reality, we had to move it up to 11 because there is prom tonight. So my apologies to everyone waiting to watch this Lander game against the Powell Panthers and Lady Panthers. At the moment, it is Lander Valley Lady Tigers on the pitch against Powell, and they are still tied 0-0 with 35:30 to go in the first half. We had one open opportunity so far for Lander that I did miss. It looked like a great assist almost by Addie Weston, and the shot was just a little bit away from the goal, and so Lander had an opportunity. And Lander, we'll get more into the stats and the rankings of both of these teams here in a little bit, but at the moment, let's just catch up with the game at hand right now. Glad to see that Annabelle Knockhazel is healthy, as she hurt her wrist. She's got a wrap on it right now. She did hurt it yesterday, and it looked like Coach Getz didn't know if she was going to be able to play today. So there is some snow on the bleachers. There was a lot more snow in Riverton, where I was from. That's one of the main reasons why it took me so long to get here. I had to scrape off the car and get my car started. I need a new battery for anyone listening. So quickly, we have a throw-in here by Stanbury on the right side touchline into Georgia Chance over to Nielsen. Nielsen took a shot, and it got a little bit partially blocked there by a Powell player. It looks like number, as I get my fancy new binoculars out here, it looks like that was number 10, which would be Coy Erickson. And if I'm not mistaken, Coy Erickson did pretty well for the Powell Lady Panthers on basketball. So we're going to get goal kick here, 34:05, and it came from the R of Tigers. It's quickly stolen away by Lander. Now Georgia Chance has it on the right side touchline. She tries to cross it over to Delaney Sullivan. It gets kicked out by Powell. We're going to get another throw in here by Stanbury. She throws it directly into the Powell player and then ends up getting it through her legs, but it's going to go right back out of bounds, and we're going to wash, rinse, repeat here. See if we can get this clock to match what the clock says right here. We're going to match it up at 33 minutes to go here in a second. It's 33:23. We're going to watch it as Knockhazel almost had an opportunity there but got pushed around just a little bit, and now it's back in the middle third. All the way over there is Atnip. She's going to kick it out of bounds on accident. Now Powell has the momentum moving forward. And we are at 33 minutes to go in this first half. And Powell quickly moves around the corner. They're going to take a shot at it. It's going to go right across the face of the goal. Aislinn Donahue might have had a hand on it. She had a great game yesterday in the 3-0 loss to Cody. She still had about, 15, 20 saves just in the second half alone. That game could have been much worse. Now we're going to get a corner kick here. Powell's kick up high. It's going to go a little bit further inside than any Powell player was waiting for, and it ends up getting kicked out nicely by Lander. Stanbury had an opportunity to keep chasing it, but she kicked it right into the Powell player. Now back and forth they go in the middle third. I'm going to zoom out here just a little bit, make sure we can get the full field of view. We're going to get a throw in here by number 10. That's Erickson again. She finally throws it in over the head of the ref, right into a couple different black jerseys, and now it suddenly is Lander's ball, and she's going to kick it all the way out of bounds. I don't think she knew that the pass was coming to her over there. Did Atnip. So Powell throws it in, goes right back towards the touchline, and then a long kick goes right into a Lander player, and it goes towards the goal, so she couldn't grab it because the Lander player kicked it. If she had let it go, maybe Aislinn Donahue could have grabbed it. Now we're just going to get it all over again here.
Here's what I found.
As my watch thinks I'm talking to her. They're going to throw it in from right outside the end zone of the football field. Georgia Chance gets the nice steal. She's going to have to take it and go along with it, which she does, to Sullivan. Sullivan, a nice move to get behind the Powell player, now into the center circle, and then she gets tripped up. And no call there. They're going to keep going. Powell kicks it into the attacking third, and they're going to have to try and get back on defense. Lander is. Powell, I was talking to a gentleman last night at the Cowfish after our games yesterday against Cody, and he told me all about Powell and what I need to watch out for. It's pretty obvious. There's a couple different players on here that you could definitely look at. Ivy Aggie, a freshman, might be one of the best freshmen in the state. And Powell, so far this week, has lost to Cody 7-2. And then they did not have a game yesterday. Actually, they did. They beat Green River 5-3. So Powell coming off a 1-1 week, they're looking to go 2-1. Meanwhile, Lander trying to go 1-1 on this weekend as well, as both teams lost to Cody yesterday. Donahue takes a long kick all the way down right into the middle of the center circle. And you can hear the wildlife. There's a squirrel somewhere around our press box. You might be able to hear that. Powell came into this week 2-1, so now they are 3-2. They had scored 6 points before this week's game. They lost 7-2 against Cody, and then won yesterday. So they have 10 points on the season. Lander's still sitting at 1-2. They've only scored 3 points, all of which against Mountain View. Powell throws it in. Now they go back to the middle third. They kick it. Georgia Chance, another nice steal there. She gets it to Knockhazel. Knockhazel, little back and forth here. The captain of this team, the co-captain, I should say, with Delaney Sullivan and Nielsen. And she tries to kick it back to Allie Atnip, and Allie Atnip did not prepare for that one. She was running forward and saw the ball come out from behind her. We appreciate everyone watching on WYO Today's YouTube page. There's got to be a few more Lander fans here than there were yesterday. Obviously a Saturday, and it's going to be prom tonight, so a lot of families preparing for that. They got to get their hair ready. As a shot on the goal takes place, it goes a little bit too far left and out the back of the goal line, so it's going to be a goal kick here for Mason Morton. 28 minutes to go here. She takes it from the A and kicks it a little bit over Georgia Chance, but she doesn't mind, and it gets kicked right back over her. Now Powell still in the attacking third. A Powell player slips, otherwise that would have been a good look for her to keep running, but now it's going to be Knockhazel taking the chance, and she's going to go all the way up the far side touch line and just a little bit too far for Addie Weston. Other than the first 3 minutes where Lander got really close to the goal, they have not been able to get back on into the attacking third. Sun is definitely coming out. Much less snow here in Lander than there was in Riverton. We're going to get a deep throw in, it looks like. She's taking a couple steps back. She's going to end up throwing it pretty much directly to Annabelle Knockhazel, who heads it right out. Do it again, and now they throw it inside, and it gets picked up by another Lander player who gets knocked over almost. That was Atnip, and now Morton has it over near the corner. She's going to have to be careful with this. She's going to take a long kick. It's going to go off of the foot of Knockhazel. It's going to go out of bounds. Much less Powell fans on this side. There's about 25 over there on the visitor side. Cody made this homestand section right by us. All the Lander fans, they made that their own home yesterday, and Powell sitting on the visitor side today. Powell, they get around two different Lander defenders. Now a third. She tries to kick it past one, and now the shot on goal is saved by Aislinn Donahue. Another nice save there by the goalkeeper. And hopefully she doesn't have to work as hard as she did yesterday. So far, she's had a couple good saves. Yesterday had quite a few. Georgia Chance, nice header there to get it to Delaney. Delaney passes it all the way down to Stanbury. Stanbury crosses. There's no one there. I think she was expecting Sullivan to run a little bit further left, and now it's going to be saved by Nielsen. Nielsen gets back in the attacking third. She kicks it over to Weston. Weston loses it backwards, and now she's going backwards herself. She gets it back to Nielsen, though, thankfully. Now Nielsen, a long pass. They're going to call offsides. It looks like Stanbury and Sullivan were both over the 25-yard line. 25:30 to go in this first half. Still tied, 0-0. For all my soccer fans out here, I don't know if you've been watching Ted Lasso, Season 3. I believe the season finale comes out next week, if I'm not mistaken. And that might be the series finale from what I've heard. Nielsen gets the ball back. Now Powell kind of just banking it around each other. Trying kicks it past Georgia Chance. She stops it. Georgia just playing with the Powell player. Now she finally passes it over to Stanbury. A nice kick ahead to Delaney Sullivan, but a little bit too far. No matter how speedy Delaney is, she could not catch up with that one. Powell wearing their white jerseys with orange numbers. Lander rocking their black jerseys with green numbers trimmed in white. Makes it much easier to see in the sun. The Powell coach giving orders from across the field. You could definitely hear the Cody boys coach yesterday from pretty much a mile away. And right now the Powell coach doing just that. In that Cody game, the boys lost 4-2. They were tied 2-2 at halftime. There were 4 yellow cards in yesterday's boys game against Cody. And as I talked to that gentleman, the soccer fan and parent of a Powell player yesterday at Cowfish, he told me that that is not abnormal for Cody. The boys like to get really physical, and while some may call it dirty, as a long shot goes over the field goal post, that would have been a field goal from about 30 yards out almost. But yes, they say that that was pretty typical for Cody to have that many yellow cards, and while many might call it dirty play, it was just very physical yesterday. So I'm sure the Lander boys learned a little something about themselves. Let's see what they do in a couple hours here coming out against Powell Panthers. That kick by Donahue just goes right out of bounds. 23-13 to go in the first half. Still tied 0-0. Throwing it in is going to be Erickson again. She throws it deep. Georgia Chance does a nice little job of pushing off Jordan Dearcorn. And now Georgia had a chance to try and get out in front of something, and she couldn't put her leg out far enough, so it's going to go out of bounds again. We're going to do this all over again with Erickson throwing it in once again. The Powell coach saying, I'm not yelling at you, just step up and play some offense. And that's exactly what they want to do. Georgia Chance heads it out. And Powell just slowly matriculating down this pitch with a bunch of throw-ins, and they're throwing it right at the touchline, hoping that Lander keeps kicking it out so they can move another 10, 15 yards down. Here we go again. This one much closer. She throws it over a couple Lander players. The header missed by Powell. Finally kicked out by Lander and then saved by a Powell player and then kicked all the way back again. Now Lander has to work around the corner. They finally get it out to Weston. Weston running across the touchline on the far side and gets stolen away by Powell. Now they have to get back on defense quickly. Anna Nielsen does so, but she gets the ball stolen right away again by Erickson. Quickly, Lander just trying to keep it out of the goal block. And that's number 10. That's Wheeler. Wheeler had a chance there to kick it out and tried to go around the Powell player. And now I think we're going to get a corner kick. No, yes it is. It's going to be a corner kick here. And I believe that's Erickson again. Yes, it is. Erickson taking this corner kick. Ball's high. Oh, off the side of a Powell player. I think she got pushed around by a Lander player. She was going for the header. It did not happen there. Now a long kick goes left of the goal, and Lander escapes another attacking onslaught by Powell. Now we have a sub coming in, Stanbury coming out, and number 20, Blue Blackburn coming in. Blackburn, one of many freshmen on this team, getting some time. That includes Georgia Chance, who has really shown herself to be a great soccer player. Basketball, like I said yesterday, basketball, she got some time late in the season. She really tried to show, and now Delaney Sullivan has a move. She's going to go against one. She's going to go against two. She's going to take the shot. It's going to go left. It's going to go right into the hands of the goalkeeper. And that was as close as Lander has gotten to a goal pretty much since the first 3 minutes as we reach the halfway mark. Nielsen throws it in right to Delaney Sullivan. Sullivan tries to get it around. She does to Knockhazel. Knockhazel didn't get to it in time, and now Chance has to save it. She saves it over to Nielsen. Nielsen, ooh, nice move there to get around a Powell player. Pushes it off to Addie Weston on the left side, far side. And Georgia Chance was waiting for it. That was an issue yesterday. Lander Lady Tigers were waiting for the passes to get to them while Cody was just running towards them, and they would get to it every time. Now Powell doing the same thing, and they're going to be able to kick it all the way down into Aislinn Donahue's hands. Much larger crowd here than yesterday for Lander. The kick high right into Coy Erickson's right foot into Knockhazel now. Knockhazel back to Wheeler. Wheeler over to Atnip. I believe that's Atnip. That is. And Atnip passes it down to Addie Weston. Weston, kicks it too far for Nielsen to catch up to, and it goes out of bounds. We're over halfway through this first half, and it's still 0-0. Lander Lady Tigers having a bit of an issue so far this season finding the back of the net. Granted, they have had very few games far and in between. Many teams have at least 5 games under their belt. This will be Lander's 4th, as they had quite a few cancellations due to snow, and then on top of that, spring break. The ball gets thrown in, gets headed backwards, and now Georgia Chance has to chase it. She can't get to it, though. The ball's going to go all the way back down here, and there's a race for it. And let's see what Lander tries to do. They're just going to kick it way out of bounds right here in front of the bleachers. So now throwing it in is going to be Aubrey Fisher. The ref putting her in the right position here. As we get a sub, that's going to be Jordan Dearcorn coming out. And Mackenzie Fields coming in. The inbound pass goes right into the chest of Powell, and then it's going to go out of bounds. So Lander ball in their defensive third. Not a very deep throw in. Georgia Chance falls to her side, and that leaves a Powell player with an open shot. She kicked it from about 25 yards out. It's going to go into the hands of Donahue, and Donahue telling everyone to get back. She's going to bomb this one all the way down to the halfway line. It's going to go off the shoulder of Erickson, and now Knockhazel has it over to Chance. Chance, just a little bit too slow on the kick there. It gets picked up by Erickson, and now Erickson's running with it. And she's going to keep going, and now she gets it stolen away nicely by Mason Morton. Morton over the head of a couple players, gets it into number 20. That's Blackburn again. Blackburn crossing all the way across the pitch to Nielsen. Nielsen gets it into Delaney Sullivan. She enters the attacking third. She's going to get past one player, can't get past another, though. Knockhazel luckily saves it. Now Blackburn has it. Blackburn tries to get it to Knockhazel, and I don't know if Knockhazel was trying to run with it or let it go underneath her legs. But either way, it did not go how she wanted it to. Powell pushes it back even further. Nielsen back and forth to Sullivan. Sullivan's kicked back just a little bit too hard. Powell has it, and as she kicks it way deep And they could let this ride, or Powell, looked like Powell would have caught up with that anyway, so they stop it and get it over to the far side touchline. They get it to Weston. Weston to Nielsen. Nielsen runs into the center circle, and now a long kick. She's going to have, she had Blackburn, but the Powell player there was ready for it. Who was that? That was number 5 again. That was Aubrey Fisher. That was able to keep that from being an easy-looking goal for Delaney Sullivan. And now we have a penalty. I didn't see what happened there as I was looking through my binoculars, but it's going to be right at the halfway line. It's going to be Powell ball. They're going to take this free kick from right at the 50. And the person taking it is going to be number 15, Sammy Rivas, senior. She kicks it low. It gets kicked up in the air, and now Lander trying to head it out, knee it out, and nothing's really happening. Now they finally get it clear. They get it to Blackburn. Blackburn clears it over Sullivan. Sullivan says that many girls, especially before this year, have underestimated her due to her size. She's very short compared to the rest of the players out there, but she says that kind of motivated her just a little bit more to do better. Georgia Chance coming out. And number 11, Precious Bowstring, coming in. Throwing it in was Tenley Reisig. And it gets pushed away, and then Mason Morton with a long kick down into the attacking third. And Delaney Sullivan has a chance, but she couldn't get to it in time. Now Nielsen, she's going to kick it out on accident. If she had let that go, maybe the Powell player would have kicked it out, but either way, they're going to have a throw-in here with 14:20 to go in this first half. Powell throwing it in right at the halfway line. She throws it over both players, and now Lander has to run towards it. And they're going to kick it out of bounds again. Powell throws it in once more, and we're just going to do this all over again. Oh, they saved it from going out of bounds. Powell did. Nielsen kicks it in to Knockhazel. Knockhazel has to kick it back to Nielsen. Nielsen's looking for a cross of some kind to get it to these open players on this side of the pitch. Knockhazel now moving around 2 players. Powell kicks it out. Now a clear by Lander into the middle third. Back and forth between Erickson and Knockhazel. And then just a long shot there from about 50 yards out, and there's a Powell player down. It's the girl that kicked it. And it looks like we're going to stop clock here. And that looks like Coy Erickson. We'll take a quick break while they tend to her on the pitch.
It's more than clocking in or collecting a paycheck. We are a network of caring professionals who want to be here, dedicated to serving our communities. We are Sage West Healthcare, our 2 campus hospitals in Riverton and Lander. We take pride in our region, our people, and our communities. Located in beautiful central Wyoming, filled with natural recreation in our own backyard. We are neighbors caring for neighbors, a community caring for its own. We are Sage West. We are recruiting the best, like you.
Welcome back. They took her off the pitch. She walked off on her own. It is Coy Erickson, number 10, and that is going to be a huge blow. I know she's only a freshman, but she has had her name called quite a bit. She's obviously the player that Powell likes to throw the ball in. So we're going to replay this here with 13:20. Oh, we're gonna have to redo this clock here. And quickly, Lander moving with it downfield. They're in the attacking third. All of a sudden, Natty Weston has to stop at 13 minutes to go. I'll fix the clock here in a second. Nielsen, the long cross doesn't get to the player she needed it to, and now Powell's going to move with it. Powell moves quickly. We're going to take this clock back at 12 minutes. There's 12 minutes and 40 seconds to go in this first half as Blue Blackburn tried to get in between 2 Powell players, and she ends up kicking it backwards. Now, nicely saved there by Reisig, and Reisig's going to kick it down the touchline. It's going to go out of bounds. 12:25 to go in this first half. Throwing it in now. Number 13, that's Sarah Chopa, another freshman for Powell. 12:10 to go. We're going to make sure we get this clock just right. Wow, Powell, nice move there by number 19, and she takes a shot at the goal, and it goes into the hands of Aislinn Donahue again. Nicely done by Donahue. Over the head of Nielsen was the long kick by Donahue. They get it to the touchline, and now they're going to have to steal it. They do. Long pass in between three players perfectly to Delaney Sullivan. Sullivan on the left side. She's trying to get around. Oh, and it's going to go off of her hand. And that was a nice clearing kick there by number 16. That's Eliza Tyler, the senior. She kicked it directly into Delaney Sullivan's hands. That's one way to get out of a pickle there. The kick goes right to Addie Weston, who kicks it a little bit soft backwards, and now Powell running with it. They're running, and she moves nicely. She's going to take a long shot on the goal. It's going to go off the crossbar of the football post there. And that was number 19, Ivy Aggie, the daughter of head coach Danny Aggie. The Aggies have been known for soccer out there in Powell for just a little bit now. And we're going to get a goal kick here by Mason Morton off the A of Lander. 10:35 to go in this game. In this first half, I should say. Long kick down to the middle third. They're going to let Knockhazel run with it. She has a long pass. It gets past two players, and now look at this. We have another move here. Addie Weston has the goal. Oh, just a little bit too far to the right. Oh, that was one of the best opportunities Addie Weston has had all season. It was a great pass by Knockhazel to get past three different Powell players. Just went right in between all three of them. And now we're going to get a sub in here. Allie Atnip coming out. Number 10 coming in. I have two number 10s. I believe that's Gilly Wheeler. We're going to get a goal kick here from in between the E and the R. 9:48 to go in the first half. Still 0-0. Ball goes directly to Blackburn and into the open lap of Delaney Sullivan. She's going to take a left-footed shot, and then a header by Weston. Oh! Another shot by Weston goes right of the goal. That was a great block there by the goalie, but it just put it right into the head of Addie Weston. Powell now going to work from the very edge of the end zone. They're again going to kick it low. Goes into a dangerous territory there for Powell, but they get around two players now nicely. She tries to get around Nielsen, and she does. Takes the long kick. It's going to go just a little bit too long and safely corralled in by Donahue with under 9 minutes to go. The kick is high. Coy Erickson back in. She's the one that just kicked it up. Now Powell trying to move it forward, but it gets blocked up by Nielsen, and now they have a battle for it at the halfway line. Powell wins that battle. They kick it down to the far side touchline, and it's going to be a cross here if she can get to it. Lander has to play some solid defense here, and she's getting it by Wheeler right now, and now it goes out of bounds, and it's going to go last touch by number 10. Hey, there's two number 10s. Is it Gilly Wheeler? Thought so. Just making sure. Just double checking. That is Wheeler wearing 10. Another 10 on here is Megan Keller. She's a freshman. Wheeler, the sophomore. The ball, whiffed badly by Powell, and that's going to lead to an offensive idea here. Wow, nice pass corralled in by Delaney Sullivan. She's pointing for Blue Blackburn to go somewhere, and she gets there. Now Blackburn and Sullivan, 2-on-4. She's got to cross. She's got to get into this corner. She's got to stop it before it goes out the back of the goal line, and she does not. Lander has gotten very close, just a handful of times, to getting at least an open shot on the goal. Credit Powell's defense right now. They're bending but not breaking. And Delaney Sullivan stops the ball, almost is able to get a look at it, but Powell clears it. Now Powell running into the attacking third. Annabelle Knockhazel steps up and says, you better stop moving. She ends up stealing it right there. Gets it over to Weston now on the far side touchline. And then she's going over to Nielsen. Nielsen moves right, kicks it in the middle to Sullivan. Sullivan has an opportunity here. She has to stop. Give it back to Nielsen. Nielsen's going to take a long kick. It's going to be low. It's going to be a goal. Nielsen, Anna Nielsen. What a goal there by the senior, Anna Nielsen. I did not stop the clock. I apologize. Get my marker here. Nielsen with her first goal, I believe, of the season. I don't remember calling her name against Mountain View. So 6:50. 6:45 now. Powell has to work from behind for the first time in this game. Lander, that was a heck of a goal, and it was so low. You know, a lot of times when you see kicks on the goal that are low like that, it's a little bit easier for the goalie to figure out where they're going to go. It's not like it's in the air and curving around. And that was just an excellent shot. A lot of velocity by Nielsen to get that into the back of the net. Just over 6 minutes to go. Powell is just sticking with it right here in their attacking third. They take a nice crossing kick there, and it's just going to go right into the hands of Donahue. Nice save. The high kick by Donahue right into the leg of Delaney Sullivan. Sullivan gets it back over to Chance. Chance had her hands full yesterday against Boyson, an all-stater that's already signed with the University of Wyoming. Boyson ended up having 2 goals. The throw-in nicely done by Powell, kicked around, and then a clearing kick by Knockhazel. Oh, gets into Delaney Sullivan's hands, and she kicks it a little bit too far to the left. I apologize for not getting on that camera. I thought that the ball was going to be moving back, and Sullivan just took the shot in between 3 players. It just went a little wide left. 5 minutes, 10 seconds to go as Powell kicks this from the eye of the Tigers. Oh, nice save there by Delaney Sullivan to try and get it back onto an offensive look there. She almost had an attempt, but she was able to get it, and now Lander has to work with it in the middle third. They get it back out to Atnip. Atnip over to Nielsen. Nielsen tries to cross into the center circle, can't get it to Knockhazel. Now Chance is going to find a rebound here. She kicks it over to Nielsen on the left side of the pitch, and Nielsen passes it up to Weston, and that goalie just knew exactly what to do at that moment. She came up and dove right on top of it. 4:25 to go. Long high kick here by the goalkeeper. And Powell just kicks it right out of bounds. I don't know where she was going with it. At halftime, we will go over the scores from yesterday, not just in Lander and Riverton, but around both the 3A and 4A, as soccer really starting to heat up here, pun intended, as there is snow sitting on my car right outside of the parking lot. And even more Lander fans showing up now with 3:45 to go before halftime. The golf team yesterday, Owen Sweeney had the best of the day for Lander out in Worland. It's the first golf tournament of the season. Lander was actually supposed to host a golf tournament last week. That would have been the season opener, but the Lander golf course is still buried under some snow, and it's just, I mean, at this point it's soaked. They're going to have to work very hard to get those greens and fairways back into working condition. But Worland is the site of the regional tournament at the end of the year, so they're going to get a good look at what they have to work with at the end of the season so far this year. Georgia Chance dribbling it down the right side touchline near side, and it's going to go out of bounds. Last touch by her. Under 3 minutes to go now in this first half. Powell's throw-in gets knocked right back into Chance's lap. She kicks it back to Reisig. Reisig tries to get it into Knockhazel. Takes a second, but it finally does get there, and now the pass over to Weston barely gets towards the touchline, and now she has to kick it up, and Stanbury kicks it back. Nice passing back and forth here. Finally goes out of bounds. Last touch by Powell. The pass goes inside to, that looked like Delaney Sullivan. I couldn't tell. She kicks it out, and now they have to work with it in the middle third again, approaching 120 seconds to go. And Chance again kicks it out. She is not happy with herself. This hasn't been her best weekend. She's definitely got some high hopes as a freshman on this team. She's going to be a dominant force over the next 4 years, especially if she stays in Lander. Georgia Chance with a bomb all the way down. It's going to be picked up here by the goalie, but with under 1 minute and 40 seconds to go, let's see what Powell even tries to do. Are they going to try and go up, or are they just going to try and play a little conservative here? Delaney Sullivan stops it in his tracks. Tries a nice crossing kick. I believe that's to Stanbury. Stanbury's shot is no good. Saved by the goalie. That was Stanbury. A minute 15 to go. The goalkeeper's kick gets into the middle third around 2 Lander players. And Powell working with it now up the right side, far side touchline. Powell battling with 2 or 3 Lander defenders to even get the ball into the attacking third. And finally, they just kick it long towards Aislinn Donahue. If Donahue can post a shutout today, I believe she earns the Papa Murphy's Player of the Game. Anna Nielsen definitely already in the lead for that honor today. Yesterday's Papa Murphy's Player of the Game, Delaney Sullivan, came up and joined us, talked about the loss, talked about how they want to readjust, and that goal from about 20 yards out is good by the Powell player. Who is that? That's trying to get a number. That looks like it's number 19. It is. It was number 19, Ivy Aggie, with the goal. And that came with 22 seconds to go. And that was not what Lander was hoping for. They were playing some stout defense before that. And they just let one shot go over their head. And I might have jinxed Aislinn Donahue by posting the word shutout. So with 22 seconds left, Lander working with it up around the middle third. They're going to let it go. It's 7 seconds to go. Powell trying to do something here. It's going to go down 3, 2, 1. And there is the halftime horn. So up until 22 seconds to go, it was 1-0 Lander, but with a long 20-yard goal, give or take, it is 1-1. We'll be back with our CWC halftime show right after this.
The Stock Doc is proud to serve all of Fremont County and surrounding areas. They are dedicated to providing the highest level of veterinarian medicine along with friendly and compassionate service. They service all pets of shapes and sizes between dogs and cows and cats and horses. They treat your animal like it's their own. The Stock Doc.
Wind River Family and Community Healthcare has clinics located in Arapahoe, Ethity, and Riverton. We provide family medical services along with dental, optometry, behavioral health, physical and occupational therapy, and more. Our in-house lab and pharmacy at all locations make for a one-stop primary healthcare center for your healthcare needs. Wind River Family and Community Healthcare is striving for a stronger, healthier community because Wind River cares. More information can be found at windrivercares.com.
If your vehicle needs repair, you can depend on the crew at Extra Care Auto Repair. They can repair almost anything with wheels, gas, diesel, domestic, or import, and their work is top quality and reliable. Extra Care Auto Repair on North Federal in Riverton.
Visit Lander Gambles to make your home feel like new. They will beat any competitor's price. Stop by to speak to one of the sales agents or visit LanderGambles.com. Lander Gambles will help you find the perfect product that fits your budget and lifestyle. Lander Gambles, 420 Main Street, Lander, Wyoming.
Why should your new floor come from Carpet One? Because we're passionate about the spaces our neighbors call home. We're part of your community, and we're also part of the world's largest cooperative of independently owned and operated flooring stores. So you can be sure you'll get great selection and outstanding value with every installation. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, tile, or luxury vinyl, our experts take the guesswork out of choosing the right floor. We're your local Carpet One Floor and Home, the one store for your perfect floor.
Living well isn't just about things. It's about the things that matter. Your family, your friends, and your health. For decades, Sage West Healthcare has been committed to improving the health and care of our communities. Today, we're investing more in our communities, in our people, in advanced medical technologies, and in specialized facilities, so access to better care is close to you and the things that matter most. Sage West Healthcare. Be well, live well. That's why we're here.
A well-drawn-up game plan can be the difference between wins and losses. The same can be said about your mental health. Making a game plan to talk to your children can make a huge impact on them and help make them feel supported and listened to. The good news is, this winning game plan isn't hard to implement. All it takes is you starting the conversation and being ready to talk. If you need helpful resources and tools, you can visit FremontCountyPrevention.com.
Snyder Signature Properties would like to give a huge shout out to the local sports of Fremont County. They are here to support your team and your local home real estate needs. Call today to see how Snyder Signature Properties can help you buy and sell your next property. Good luck to all Fremont County athletes.
For decades, Sage West Healthcare has been committed to improving the health of our communities. Today, we're investing more in our communities, in our people, and in advanced medical technologies, so access to better care is closer to home.
If you're tired of paying ridiculously high gas prices, there is a solution that can save you a bunch of money. In fact, it won't cost you a cent. How do you do that? Take the Blue Bus. WRTA bus lines will get you around the county for free. That's right, free, no charge. It doesn't get cheaper than free. Go to WRTAbuslines.com and download the schedule, or look for a schedule in the Ranger, Lander Journal, or Wind River News. WRTA Bus Lines, proud to serve Fremont County.
From the field to the court, to the pool, and beyond, Fremont County athletes give their blood, sweat, and tears for their teammates and community. Why compromise that with alcohol or marijuana? Help your athlete make the most of their playing time by avoiding the dangers and impact that substance use can have on their performance and future. For more resources and information, visit FremontCountyPrevention.com.
At Teton Therapy, our people make the difference. You can live pain-free. The amazing staff at Teton Therapy can help in Lander and Riverton.
Riverton Vision Center offers comprehensive eye health exams, highly trained staff, and a large selection of fashion eyewear and sunglasses. Dr. Ballard, Dr. Hinkle, and Dr. Frazier offer over 70 years of experience. Call Riverton Vision Center at 856-9451 to schedule an appointment today. Community Health Centers of Central Wyoming has locations across Fremont County ready to serve you at Du Bois Medical Clinic, Riverton Community Health, and Lander Community Health Pediatrics. We accept all forms of insurance, including Medicaid and Medicare. Are you struggling to get medical care? Ask for their sliding fee scale. From family medicine to pediatrics, Community Health Centers are here to serve you. Call 307-463-7160 or visit chccw.org to schedule your appointment.
Welcome back to Bill Bush Stadium, currently sitting at halftime right now, and it is our Central Wyoming College halftime show brought to you, of course, by CWC. For more information on their 4-year bachelor degree programs, as well as how you can earn those degrees from the comfort of your own home, be sure to visit cwc.edu. Central Wyoming College, make your way out here. Yesterday was a big day for soccer. It was nice enough for pretty much every team to get their games in. We have some scores across 4A. Riverton won, the girls. I'm going to go girls first. Riverton won 4-2 over Star Valley. Cami Paskett as well as Maya Noseep scored some goals. Natrona County beat Evanston 5-1. Kelly Walsh at Rock Springs, we don't have a score for that. Cheyenne South and Cheyenne Central tied 1-1. They did not play overtime. They might play overtime at a different time, according to WYO Preps. And Sheridan at Cheyenne East was postponed. I imagine they didn't play overtime, and Cheyenne East didn't get their game in because they probably started snowing, as it did here. In 3A, Powell beat Green River 5-3 before they came here. The girls did. Lyman just put a beatdown on Pinedale 6-0, and Cody beat Lander 4-0. And that came on a last-second kick. It was a not last second. It was about 2 minutes to go in the game, and Boyson kneed in. Buffalo tied Douglas 2-2, and then Bearcats end up winning 7-6 in a shootout. And then Worland, if you want to talk about a beatdown, the Worland Lady Warriors beat Torrington 12-0. Might be one of the biggest blowouts of the season so far. We'll get to the boys' games during the boys' halftime. Right now, with 2 minutes to go, we'll talk about these girls and what they need to do. And with that, I'll go ahead and bring in our keys to the game that we were unable to bring up at the beginning because I got here late. Again, my apologies, as I was just shoveling snow to get out of my driveway here. And so, with our Lander Journal keys to the game, it's pretty obvious that they are honing in on the Delaney Sullivan experiment. They're going to have to find a way to get someone else out into the attacking third. They've done a really, 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 really good job of getting Addie Weston and Anna Nielsen integrated into this offense today. They were much less integrated yesterday. Addie Weston had a really nice looking assist earlier to Anna Nielsen, and that was one of the better plays of the season for Lander so far. Nielsen with a long kick. It was about 15 to 20 yards away, and she kicked it right through 3 different players. So Anna Nielsen getting her first goal of the season, I believe. I'm going to have to go double-check that game, and we're going to have to talk about the defense of Lander. They have let Powell just do a lot in the attacking third. Props to Aislinn Donahue for making quite a few saves, all except for the one with 22 seconds to go. So if she didn't play a perfect half up until that 22 seconds, I don't know what else you expect from her. So Aislinn Donahue, that should not get her down, as she was really having one of her better games so far up until 22 seconds to go in that game. So with that, we're going to get back into the action here in just a second. I'll take one more commercial break. Oh, actually, no, we're going to get players on the field here early. So I want to thank Central Wyoming College for sponsoring our halftime show. Again, if you want any information on their 4-year bachelor degree programs or their associate degree programs, as well as how to earn those from the comfort of your own home, be sure to visit cwc.edu. Central Wyoming College, make your way out here. So we're going to get the clock back up here. 40 minutes to go. Hello, Miss Reisig. It's going great. I don't need nothing. I appreciate it, though. We're going to get in here for the second half of action. It's going to be Delaney Sullivan. She looks a little cold out there. It is kind of chilly, to be completely honest. And she kicks it back to Knock Hazel. Now Lander moving right to left in their black jerseys. The kick by Nielsen gets stolen away in the middle third. Powell now moving with it and moving with haste. They're able to get past one player but not past another, and now Nielsen makes a nice steal, almost tripping over the player, but Powell gets it right back. And now Powell moving. And that looks like number 9, Mary Chopa, in the corner. She's going to try a crossing kick. It's going to be a goal attempt here. It's going to have a backwards bounce, and so Aislinn Donahue going to have to run up a little bit further. 30 seconds in, already a shot on goal as the Powell Panthers and the Lander Tigers are coming back from their JV game. And, ooh, a big body hit right there. I don't know if you saw it on the camera. We have a girl down, And it is a Lander girl. I don't know if they're going to call the yellow card. We are going to stop play. Oh, who is that? That is Georgia Chance that took the hit. She gets up. She's fine. Coach Getz and the athletic trainer go out there. And she's not going to sub in. They're giving her high fives, saying, way to take that hit. And now we're going to continue play here with 39:06 to go in this half. They're going to have to get this clock right with the refs before they let them take this. Once we hear the whistle, we'll start our clock as well. I didn't see a yellow card, but he wrote something down in his little notebook. Was that a yellow card? No yellow card? Just double checking. We did have some yellow happy refs yesterday. Continuing play here, 39:05. We're going to get a long kick by Mason Morton. It's going to go high over a couple Powell players, but right into the chest of another. Now Lander has to quickly move back on defense. Precious Bowstring almost falls trying to play some defense and goes out of bounds here. We're going to get some subs in. I don't know if they're going to bring Georgia out. No, they brought Georgia. I didn't see who came out. It looked like Georgia Chance came in as if she had gone out for a brief second. I didn't see her go out, though, either. So Powell moving with a purpose now. They try and kick it deep, and it goes into the feet of Mason Morton. She kicks it deep, far out, and it's going to be number 11, Emma Johnson, that's going to throw this ball in. Addie Weston and Delaney Sullivan, two of the shorter players on Lander's team, they both have been trying to get ahead on the ball a couple times today, and they're just not getting the vertical that they kind of maybe think they have here. And almost a handball there on Tinley Reisig. It wouldn't have been her fault. She kicked it into the shin of a Powell player as it goes into Lander's defensive third, and Reisig lets that one go. And now they have a number. They have no offsides. They're going to look for a crossing pattern here. They kick it back, and now just a long goal attempt. It's going to go far right, and it's going to go out of the back of the goal line with 37:40 to go. Trying to get my clock to match with theirs. 37:37 to go. Morton going to take this kick from the R of Tigers. A little low, goes past Annabelle Knockhazel, and didn't see what happened there, but it's going to be Lander's ball. I'm hearing watch the line. I guess they might have stepped over some sort of invisible line there. If this was the NFL, we'd have the blue and yellow lines for offsides, but I don't see that happening in our future right now as Morton kicks it deep right into the legs of Powell over the leg of Annabelle Knockhazel. Knockhazel has had two opportunities now, and she's just not been able to get her feet high enough for those. And a high pass. It's actually going to be a good-looking pass for Powell, but Tinley Reisig does not let that happen. She kicks it out of bounds. So we're going to have a throw in here from Powell right by the corner. And it is one of those days where you just want to wear at least an extra sweatshirt. You don't know what it's going to feel like, especially when you stand up. And the ball gets thrown in nicely by Powell, but Lander kicks it out even more nicely. And so it's going to be another throw in here from about 30 yards further out. The throw-in goes directly into the head of Georgia Chance, and now she heads it right into a Powell player, goes out of bounds, and another header there, and that looked like it was Georgia again. So we're going to do this all over again. We're going to keep throwing it in, and Lander's going to keep trying to play defense and kick it out and clear it. Powell now with a crossing kick over to Allie Atnip. She might have changed her hair color. I thought she was more blonde than that, but Atnip kicks it deep. Delaney Sullivan couldn't get to it. Now Powell has it again in the middle third. Chance goes up, tries to kick it underneath her legs. She does. She gets the steal, and now she's moving with it up on the far side touchline, going forward, and she got a great pass to Sullivan. Sullivan has an opportunity. She's going to take it. It's going to go, very far left. The goalie came up to try and defend it, and she kicked it past the goalie, but hooked it just a little bit too much. Addie Weston was waiting on the far left side of the field of the pitch, but she was not close enough to get that, and that would have been a great goal or a great pass. Honestly, either one of those that would have ended in the back of the net would have really been a remarkable look there. Powell's kick goes over the head of Weston and into Knockhazel. Knockhazel over to Nielsen. Nielsen with a long pass gets blocked up by Powell. And now Powell kicks it right back to Nielsen, so let's see what she does again. She's going to take another long shot. She's going to go out the back of the goal line. I think she was trying to get that to Sullivan, and if Sullivan had put her leg up, if she had turned around, maybe she would have seen it, but it was a quick pass, so I don't know if anyone was expecting it necessarily. Goal kick long and about 40 yards almost, give or take, and Nielsen ends up grabbing it. Gives it back out to Georgia. Georgia chance back to Tinley Reisig, getting a little push. And they're going to say last touch by Lander, so Powell throws it in. Tinley Reisig just got bum rushed there. Now Powell really working with momentum. They're going to take a long kick, or a short kick, and it goes long over the field goal post, and that's a field goal. If you were to be in the football season, that would be 3 points. Now we have the Powell boys setting up their camera. Caddy corner to mine. As Mason Morton kicks a low heater all the way down, and it just gets blocked up by Powell. And now Powell going to take another long shot. Off the top of the crossbar. They're going to get another look at it, and Donahue thankfully saves that one. I believe it was called dead before they took that shot anyway, but Donahue with a nice save, standing right in the middle of the goal. That was number 2. Jordan Dearcorn for the Powell Lady Panthers that had both of those opportunities. Morton a little bit higher this time. I don't know if she learned a little bit from that last one, but it goes out of bounds no matter what. So now all the black jerseys looking to go on defense. They've been there a lot today. The inbound pass goes awry for Powell and gets knocked into the center circle. Now they have it back again, as Allie Atnip almost gets a hand on it, and they are going to call a hand on it. The ball just went right into her chest, and she tried to turn to avoid obviously getting it directly into her chest or maybe her neck, and that ended up with her hand hitting the ball. So we're going to get a long free kick here by Coy Erickson. I'm sorry, that's Ivy Aggie. And she short passes it, and a nice trickery there, but it ends up just safely in the hands of Donahue. 32-10 to go. Donahue's kick high and partially stopped by Sullivan. And then Powell's going to kick it out of bounds. So Atnip now throws it right into Weston. Weston didn't get any help as she tries to pass it back to Knockhazel. And then they run up the touchline. They're going to get a crossing pattern here by Aggie. And it goes out of bounds, but not a corner kick. It goes right out of bounds off the side, so they're going to throw it in. They throw it in, and Lander's looking to get to it first, but they can't. Powell now trying to kick it back. And a long goal kick going to come, and it's just going to be in Aislinn Donahue's hands again. She has had herself a game. She's had herself a weekend, to be completely honest. If she is not sore and tired, I don't know what else it would take to get that. Her long kick gets stopped up, and now Lander trying to move offensively for the first time in this half, really. They've had one good look on the goal so far since halftime ended. That's not going to end there. It's not going to start again there as they kick it out of bounds. Powell directing traffic. They end up just throwing it right into the legs of Stanbury. We're going to wash, rinse, repeat here. They do it again. Instead, it's Georgia Chance this time that gets it. Now Powell kicks it out of bounds. No, they're going to say last touch by Lander. I had my binoculars out, and I couldn't see anyone from Lander that last touched that, but the refs are there closer, so we're going to do this all over again. Powell throwing it in from right outside the middle third. The ball goes in. Powell now has some momentum. They're going to run with it. They're going to try and get a long pass down here. They get it, but I don't know if they're going to reach it first. Donahue's going to get it instead. We are 10 minutes into this half. It is still 1-1. Knockhazel misses the header from the kick, but she ends up getting it back out, and Weston's not going to be able to catch that, I don't think. Yeah, she's not going to. It's going to go out of bounds. Lander playing a little bit looser than they were in that first half. That first half, everything seemed well executed when they were finally getting going on offense. They had a game plan. They had something drawn up, it looked like, for most part. And so far in the second half, they have just been waiting to get on offense. And when they do, they just kick it out of bounds, or they kick it like that right into the defense. So now Powell moving, goes off the back of Atnip. Nice save there by Tinley Reisig, but she couldn't kick it out of bounds fast enough, and now Aggie going to have a shot here. She's going to take it. It's going to go way high. It's going to go way right. It's going to go over the goal. See what Lander can try and get something done here with a Mason Morton goal kick here. As the Powell Panther boys are warming up behind that goal, as you can see up by the clock. Morton's kick higher than the last couple, goes into Powell territory, and Delaney Sullivan fighting for it, and she gets past two players. Look at this. She's got it. She's going to keep going with it, and they cross it over to Weston. Weston back to Delaney Sullivan. Sullivan's going to take the shot, and it's going to be blocked and almost picked up again by Blue Blackburn. She almost had an opportunity, and that is how you impose your will if you're Delaney Sullivan. You steal it from one player, kick it below another player, get past another player, and then you got to get it in the goal. She almost did that time. And now Powell, some momentum of their own, they're going to kick it out of bounds. It looks like that might have been last touched. It is by the Panthers. And the throw-in just barely touches a Powell player, so they're going to do this all over again from about 10 yards further in. Throw in. Oh, almost stolen away, but Nielsen reclaims it. She dribbles it up and over to Chance. Chance working on the side, and now she gets it up to Blackburn. Blackburn goes to the corner. She's looking for a cross. She's got it to Knockhazel. Knockhazel's got to turn around and take it. She does, and it goes just a little bit far left. Oh, that reminds me of Knockhazel's first goal of the season, where she turned around and just let it loose. Approaching the halfway mark, 27-12 to go. And they kick it into the middle third here, and now Powell trying to do something with it offensively. They get it back out of bounds, and they're going to have to try this all over again. We're waiting and waiting and waiting for someone to get the ball. Ball boys and girls are kind of spread thin today. Finally, they get the ball in, just kicked right back towards Powell's side of the ball by Lander. And wow, last touch by Powell. This could be an opportunity for Lander if they can move quickly, which it doesn't seem like they want to, but they're going to throw it in, and it gets headed out, headed right back by Georgia. Georgia has to kick it high and behind her. And now it's just a little back and forth action here. Sullivan kicks it over to Blackburn. Blackburn back up, and she has to kick it back to Sullivan. Sullivan gets stopped up, and a Powell player hits the dirt. And a long cross by Georgia Chance doesn't go anywhere, but Sullivan reclaims it here. Now she's got some fancy footwork of her own. She's trying to get it past one player, can't, and just takes a little limp shot there. Looked like a lame duck up in the air. This kick now by the goalie goes right towards Knockhazel, but it stays with Powell. Allie Atnip with some nice stops there. She was able to get past 3 players, but then Georgia Chance has it now on the far side. She gets it up to Blackburn. Blackburn to Nielsen. Nielsen back a little bit too far for Blackburn to keep going, and the ref actually ends up stopping it there. Out of bounds, last touch by Lander with 25:15 to go in this game. Still 1-1. One goal by Powell's Ivy Aggie, the freshman, and the other goal by Lander's senior, Anna Nielsen. And this was a free kick. I missed where that happened, but they're going to get it, and it's going to be a goal by Knockhazel. Knockhazel with her second goal of the season. And remember, we didn't know if she was going to play today because of that hand that's all wrapped up right there. What a goal, what a pass there on that free kick by Morton. I missed where the penalty was, but it was a good penalty for Lander because they were able to get that free kick from about the 30-yard line. And 24:50 was the clock that stopped, so I'm going to keep it going here. 25:43, I'm going to try and start it when it goes to 33, and Aislinn Donahue with a nice save. That was a quick strike there by Powell. Not quick enough. Aislinn Donahue saw it coming. It was last touched by her, though, so we're going to get a corner kick. See what happens. It is Coy Erickson taking the corner kick as usual. It's high, it's curving. Oh, a bicycle kick was attempted, but it did not work. I don't know who tried that, as Lander now has it, and they're trying to work with it. Oh, they get it stolen away. And now Ivy Aggie, the one that tried the bicycle kick there, takes a left footer and kicks it towards the goal, but not enough mustard on that one. Donahue's kick almost returns right to her there as Nielsen was able to stop it, but now Powell again with numbers and a high kick, and it's going to go far right. They've had quite a few opportunities here. Most of them have been very long kicks, though, for Powell. Now from the R, Mason Morton again. Oh, wow, and Annabelle Knockhazel missed the header, and that led to some problems there. Oh, nice stop by Knockhazel, though. Goes right back out of bounds. 23:05 to go in this game. Knockhazel again trying to head it, can't. And a limp kick by by Powell ends up with Lander just kicking it high and out. So now back to number 11, Emma Johnson. She's going to throw it in and throws it right into Allie Atnip. And now Powell just working around 5 or 6 black jerseys. They're not able to get much. And this kick going to come towards the left side. Is that going to count? It is going to count. Aislinn Donahue had a hand on it and ended up dropping it. And she dropped it into the right into the side of the net. Donahue upset with herself. She's had such a good game up until that 22-second mark of that first half, and right there with 22:33 to go. And it is back tied 2-2. I missed who made that goal. So back to the action here. I'll find out who made that goal. Nobody really saw the number on the score there, as we all just thought that Donahue had saved it. So we were all looking down and doing other things, obviously waiting for Donahue to kick the ball, and the next thing you know, she had dropped it into the back of the net. What had happened was she stopped it and put the ball down on the ground, and when she did that, it was still either bouncing or spinning in one way or the other, and it just kept going into the net. So That is a simple mistake, but Aislinn Donahue still working with some great hands today. She's made a lot of saves, and Lander has shown that they can offensively get a win here if they can get back into the attacking third, but right now they are just stuck on defense with 21:30 to go. Donahue's kick just goes to Nielsen. Nielsen kicks it into two different players, and Powell now working with it, and they're going to take a long shot again. I don't know if that's going to make it to the goal box. It's not. Mason Morton saves it and tries to save it. She does. She gets it off right, just tight-roping that touch line there. Now Powell with another long kick. That goes over to Tinley Reisig on that far side. She's going to try and do the same thing and stop it and kind of just hug that touch line. She does so with Georgia. Georgia Chance gets it back to Reisig. Reisig over to Nielsen. Nielsen a little bit too strong off her foot and gets back into Powell. Powell, the long pass, goes awry, and it's going to go off of Allie Atnip's knee. So we're going to have a throw-in here. The throw-in goes, almost a kick to the face. Knockhazel's lucky that she didn't look forward. Lander tries to save it by getting into the middle third. They can't. Powell working all sorts of magic here around a bunch of black jerseys. That one does not go, though. And now Lander, if they can run with it, which Delaney Sullivan can, and that's Blue Blackburn. She stops, pushes it out to Sullivan. Sullivan running with it. She does a nice little cross herself, tries to get a pass to Stanbury, and it just ends up going to the left of the goal as we hit the halfway mark. Stanbury was well prepared for that. She just was being pushed around by a Powell player, and it was just too strong for her to get to in time. Under halfway to go. Georgia Chance, nice stop there at the midway mark. And Blue Blackburn, the freshman, again, imposing her will on that right side, far side touchline. Powell throws it in. Remember, these girls all have to get done with this game so they can go get ready for prom. Lander would love to go to prom with multiple wins today. Prom king and queen going to be named, obviously, at the prom tonight. I don't know if there is a favorite or not. I know when I was in high school, it was almost always the basketball or football leader, and Lander has that in one person. That's Brennan Stauffenberg. There's also some strong contributions by players like Matisse Weaver and Gabe Harris. Don't know if they're up for prom king or not. As far as prom queens go, it was always the popular girl in school where I was at. And I don't stick around this high school enough to know who the most popular girl is here, but Powell is getting a free kick. They're going to take this. It's going to go over the head of the wall and past Aislinn Donahue. Luckily, it gets pushed outside and hits the left side of the net on the outside with 18:15 to go. Morton going to take this kick from the eye of the Tiger. That's the one I was looking for. She's taking it from the eye of the Tiger. That's what I was looking for. Now, Delaney Sullivan missed the pass to her, the really long pass, but she's able to get the chest on it, and now she's going to work with two players in front of her and one beside her. That's Knockhazel. Knockhazel's long pass down to Blackburn. Blackburn's got an opportunity. She's going to get basically tackled by the goalie, and she wasn't able to get a foot on the ball. And who are they going to say this goes out on? It was out on Blackburn, so it's going to be Powell ball again. I moved the camera a little bit too far. You may not have seen that tackle, but both Blackburn and the goalie just collided. So from the D of Lander is number 15, Sammy Rivas. Goes into Georgia Chance's lap, and Georgia ends up losing it to Powell right at the midway, or at the middle third. Blackburn now has it. Blackburn moving down the touchline. She passes it to Sullivan. Sullivan with 2 people in front of her. She's got to take something here. She's going to have to give it to someone. She does. She gives it to Knockhazel. Knockhazel going to take another opportunity. She passes it to Stanbury. Stanbury just didn't have enough on it. She had no angle after the ball finally got to her, and that's going to be another out of the back of the goal line for Lander. Still 2-2. There's been 2 straight opportunities here for Lander, and they have the momentum. If they're able to stop this ball from reaching their defensive third, which it looks like they might be able to here, as Stanbury stops it. Now it's up to Anna Nielsen. She gets crossed over. Knockhazel and Allie Atnip fall. I don't think that's Allie Atnip anymore. No, that's Gilly Wheeler that fell. And now Nielsen with a long pass down here to Sullivan. It was too long for Sullivan. Again, the momentum is definitely on Lander's side these last couple minutes. Georgia Chance stops the ball at the middle third. She passes it back to her defensive line. They give it around. It's Morton. Morton too long for Atnip, but perfect for Stanbury. And now Knockhazel has it. Knockhazel's pass again, just too long for Delaney Sullivan. These girls are doing everything they can. Knockhazel now stopping, and you can see Powell is just dead tired. And if they play their cards right, this is going to be another opportunity. And that one was a long goal kick there by Georgia Chance, and it hits the chest of the goalie. She's taking it out a little bit further this time. She wants to try and get this defense of Powell to not have to stick around the defensive third. High ball up to Powell here. Knockhazel battling with number 12, Mackenzie Fields. And Allie Atnip gets it. I don't know where the penalty came from, but it's going to be on Lander. So the Powell Lady Panthers are going to get this right near the... It wasn't a penalty. They're just going to throw it in here? No, okay, it was. Right at the 42-yard line. Ball high into the attacking third for Powell. And now Knockhazel has to try and play some defense closer to the goal than she'd like, and she gets it out. Nielsen now. Nielsen to Sullivan. That was a much better pass. Sullivan gets it stolen away. Nielsen ends up getting it right back. She tries to get it to Stanbury. Stanbury had a player fall down, and that meant that Delaney Sullivan, if she had kept running, she might have had an opportunity. But once she saw that player fall down, I don't know if they were expecting a card or... Oh, what happened here? A penalty. And we're going to get a... It's not going to be a penalty kick. It's going to be a free kick here from right outside the box. And it's going to be Delaney Sullivan with it. Right next to her is Georgia Chance. We'll see who takes this with 13:45 to go. She takes the shot, does Delaney Sullivan, and then a pass by Stanbury over. I can't see who's got it, but the goalie ends up with it, and she's holding her head. She might have gotten kicked in the head. And that was probably, I know I've said this 2 or 3 times, and that was probably the best opportunity that Lander had. I don't know if they're going to stop this clock or not. The goalie still holding her head. They're going to let Coy Erickson. Is that Coy? No, that's number 15 again. That's Sammy Rivas. And a couple substitutions coming in here. Addie Weston comes back in. I didn't see who came out. The ball finally back in. 13-11. They did stop the clock, so I'm going to keep going with this. And, wow, Delaney Sullivan moves around. She's able to get it out to Weston. Weston's kick a little hard to the right. And Blue Blackburn had a chance to chest it. Oh, and she gets bodied in there. They're going to call that for sure. That'll be a penalty kick. As we now reach 12:44 to go in this game. And she's still down. Blue Blackburn is still down, and she gets up finally. She's limping and holding her head, or holding her mouth. She is limping to the sideline. And they paused this at 12:35. So we'll start it when they start it. This penalty kick incoming by Mason Morton. And remember, that goalie just had something happen to her head a few minutes ago, so let's see if that affects her at all. She's got it, and she has it. And Mason Morton with the third goal of the day for the Lady Tigers. And you can hear the blowhorns here. Mason Morton with the penalty kick makes it 3-2 with 12:35 to go. Great kick by Mason Morton into the right top corner of the goal. So Mason Morton with a goal now. Anna Nielsen had a goal. And I forgot who had the goal in the middle. If I'm not mistaken, it was Annabelle Knockhazel, if I'm not mistaken. I missed the beginning of this clock here, so 19. We're just going to try and get this at 12 minutes. So 12 minutes to go. Lander throwing it in here. Allie Atnip up 3-2. They're able to get it right off the foot of a Powell player right into the out-of-bounds line, and then quickly a clear out. The defensive line of Lander holds, though. That was Gilly Wheeler. And now Lander just pushing it off to the right side, far side touchline. 3-2, 11:25 to go. Lander definitely having a better day than they did yesterday against Cody. Looking to even out their record at 2-2 today. They can do that if they just hold this lead for 11 more minutes. Georgia Chance gets the ball. Back out to Tinley Reisig. Reisig back out to Morton. Morton ends up stealing it, and I heard a whistle. It's going to be Powell ball at that 40-yard line there. She's not even going to wait for her teammate. She's just going to kick it deep. I don't know if that was the best idea or not, as Mason Morton ends up corralling it over by the corner. What she's going to do is she's going to stop it, she's going to kick it, and it's going to go out of bounds. 10:35 to go in this game. Lander has taken the lead and really instilled their dominant offensive game mindset in these last about 10 minutes here. Definitely a different team than what we saw yesterday, a team that was pretty much on defense for all 40 minutes yesterday up until the last couple minutes where the freshmen of Cody were playing. And now Lander just looking to keep this offensive continuity throughout the rest of the season. Delaney Sullivan, speaking of offense, moves past two players in the center circle and then ends up getting it kicked away by a Powell player. And it's going to be Stanbury going to throw it in here. She gets two balls. She didn't know which one to take, so she grabs that one, and Stanbury throws it into Sullivan. Sullivan gets pushed around by number 11, Emma Johnson, much bigger than her, and that's going to be another whistle, and that's going to be on Johnson. So Mason Morton, again, going to get an opportunity here from 28 yards, from 38 yards technically out. See what she tries to do. There's no Lander Lady Tigers in the middle of the field. She tries to kick it up, and she's going to try and bounce it in, and it doesn't work. If anything, that took some time off the clock, as it has 9 minutes and 10 seconds, to go. Goalkeeper kicks it high. Knockhazel ends up stopping it, but she pushes it right back into Powell's lap, and Powell moving with the purpose now. They can tie it up. Oh, and Knockhazel and now we're going to get a yellow card, definitely, as a push on Knockhazel against number 19, Ivy Aggie. they were both kind of instigating when they got up, and Annabelle Knockhazel just extended her arm and pushed her a little bit there. Not exactly what they were hoping for. With 8:30 to go in this game. Penalty kick all the way high and perfectly placed for Aislinn Donahue. Donahue was right in the middle of the goal. She was waiting for it. Oh, wow. Nice stop there by Aggie. Aggie was able to get it back to another Powell player, but Lander kicks it and clears it out. And now Sullivan running, and she has to chase it. She ends up stopping and, loses the ball as she gets pushed around by number 13, Sarah Chopa. And it's going to go out of bounds. Last touched by Chopa. Delaney Sullivan, a rare throw-in by Delaney Sullivan. She's typically the one being thrown to. She tried to throw it in there to Weston, and now Sullivan has to run back and play defense. She's going to wait for the ball to come back to her, though, and let those midfielders and defensive players do what they do best, which is Allie Atnip right there. She steals the ball, gets it over to Stanbury, but it gets stolen away again. That's Aggie. The daughter of the Powell Lady Panthers coach, Danny Aggie. And Aggie's just going to take a long shot. It's going to go into the goal box. So that means Aislinn's going to be able to pick it up and do with it what she wants. As we saw in this first half, nothing is over until that final horn blares. We saw a goal with 22 seconds to go in that first half by Powell to tie it up. And right now, Powell looking to try and tie it up again as Aggie runs into a wall of Mason Morton. Morton ends up kicking it out of bounds. And you can hear the Lander fans cheering, knowing that she did the right thing, but they are... Oh, that was actually last touch by Powell. A nice kickoff, I guess, by Mason Morton. And Tinley Reisig throws it in to Weston, and now it goes out. Throwing it in, finally. Powell gets it in, and it's going to be stopped by Tinley Reisig. She's going to kick it out again. The ball stolen away by Weston nicely, and then she walks right out of bounds with it. It is dangerous proceedings here for Lander as there's 6 minutes to go, and they can't get out of their defensive third. The toss in coming short right to Aggie. Aggie kicks it back out and then kicked out again by Weston. Weston having to play a lot of defense for someone that likes to be offensively minded. Now Stanbury kicks it, tries to head it out, and now finally Mason Morton is able to clear it, and it's going to go long. It's going to get stopped up by Powell right at the 40-yard line, give or take, and now over to Emma Johnson. Johnson with another long kick herself, and that's going to go into Mason Morton's lap there. She kicks it behind her, and then Powell ends up getting the steal, tries to work around two players, and she can't. Lander kicks it out to Weston. Weston gets it back to Nielsen. I don't know if they wanted to go that far back, but Nielsen now working on the touchline, and she kicks it out of bounds, trying to get it to Stanbury. The throw-in goes right over Nielsen, and now they've got a chance here. They kick it right back out, and it's going to be last touch by Lander there. It's going to be Emma Johnson again throwing this in. She throws it in a little bit far, trying to lead one of her players, ends up getting into Lander. Lander working against more numbers, and now they have a chance to clear it. They finally do. But right into the waiting hands of Coy Erickson. Erickson's going to take a left footer, and it's going to go far left of the goal with 4:35 coming up to go. The Lady Tigers are 4.5 minutes away from their second win of the season, first win of the week, first win of April as well, as they had spring break and some canceled games keep them from playing. The long kick by Donahue goes deep, and a big whiff by Powell means that Delaney Sullivan can run with it. Sullivan works around another Powell player. She's going to take this opportunity here. She's going to take the shot. It's going to go into the right side of the net. Just a few feet off, and Sullivan would have had another goal on the season. Lander kind of stagnant right now as far as their defense, just standing there except for that one player right there. That looks like Gilly Wheeler. They need to make sure that they play defense until this final horn. Georgia Chance kicks it off of number 7. That was a great job. Emily Orr, the sophomore, didn't know what to do. Long pass goes pretty much to Aggie, but Aggie whiffs. And now Lander having to try and play defense again right here in the middle third. They get around the Lander defense. They're trying to stop it up, and it goes almost out of bounds. Or ended up saving it here. She's trying to work around 2 players. Gets a crossing pattern. The ball goes loosely off of a Lander player, and it's going to go out of bounds. 2:50 to go coming up here. Or going to throw this in. She throws it into Johnson. Johnson, little crossing kick goes into Nielsen's chest. Nielsen able to stop it and then continue to go. And Stanbury now had a run on it, but not before Powell clears it out. It's going to go out of bounds. 150 seconds away from victory for Lander Lady Tigers. Atnip throwing it in. Throws it in lightly to Stanbury here. Sorry about the camera work. And then she gets it over to Nielsen. Nielsen back to Atnip. Atnip off of the, looks like that could have been a handball on number 14, Patricia Christensen, but they're going to let that one go. Now Tinley Reisig back over to Morton. Morton, long kick. Actually a perfect pass for Delaney Sullivan. And Sullivan is going to work this. She has no one in front of her. She has to stop, though, and figure out what she's going to do. She takes the left footer, and it's going to go into the goalkeeper's hands. She has had 3 shots on goal in the last 15 minutes. And none of them have gone in, but luckily her teammates have all done so. Georgia Chance gets that stop there. Goes to the near side touchline. She's working on Aggie. Aggie ends up stealing the ball from her. Those are 2 of the better freshmen in the entire state going at it right now. And Georgia Chance kicks it off of Aggie. We're 90 seconds away. Georgia Chance's mother, Shelley, saying, "Stop grabbing your calf, get up and go." Georgia's going to need some ice on those calves at the end of the day. She has been sprinting around this pitch all day long. Is Allie Atnip with 1 minute, and I didn't see why we stopped the clock. But 1 minute, 15 seconds, and they're going to be Powell running with it, and then it's going to be kicked very far into the corner here. .103 to go. I didn't see what happened. I'm being blocked by the window. But the Lander fans are happy. So, yep, out of bounds, last touched by Powell. And that might be all she wrote. I don't want to knock on wood, but I will. As Mason Morton going to kick it with 45 seconds to go. Right into Powell. That's Aggie. Aggie's trying to get around the defense. She gets around one player. Now she's cooking, and she's trying to push another one to the right side touchline. And it goes out of bounds here. She's going to have to grab it quickly. 33 seconds to go. She's waiting for her teammates. She throws it in. Almost stopped up by Blue Blackburn. Everybody in a black jersey is in the defensive third, making sure that this does not happen again like it did at the end of the first half. Nielsen gets a stop. She pushes it over to Sullivan. Weston out to Sullivan, and now Blackburn running with it. Blackburn is going to be able to try a crossing kick, and it's going to be kicked out of bounds. 6 seconds to go, and Lander's going to win this game. Win this match 3-2. That's all she wrote for Powell Lady Panthers. After winning yesterday, Powell loses today. And Lander, with their second victory of the season, they move to 2-2. They have 6 goals on the season, including 3 today and 3 against Mountain View. We will be right back with our post-game show right after this.
Your car or truck is an investment. When it needs repairs, you need someone you can trust to do the job right. Take it to Gunner's Automotive. They repair all makes and models of cars and trucks, from oil changes to brakes, tires, and more. Gunner's Automotive, 856-2288.
Wyoglass wants to wish all the Lander Valley Tiger teams good luck this year. Wyoglass is locally owned and operated in Lander. They bleed green. Call or stop in today to get a quote on a window or get a quick fix on your window for a rock chip. Wyoglass is Lander.
From one corner of the state to the other, over 82% of Wyomingites wear their seatbelts. And to the 18% who don't, we say, let's buckle up for life, Wyoming.
Riverton's Hampton Inn & Suites is proud to sponsor our youth athletics in Fremont County. Fremont County school athletics provide our youth timeless experiences and lessons that can lead to success for life. Setting goals, teamwork, and hard work make young athletes into good citizens.
Is your resolution this year to be healthier? You may have made a commitment to improve your physical health, but don't forget about your financial health. Atlantic City Federal Credit Union is listed as one of the healthiest credit unions in the U.S., and we are the healthiest credit union in Wyoming, according to depositaccounts.com. Don't risk having your accounts anywhere else. Become a member today and accomplish your first resolution by becoming healthier. Financially speaking, that is. Federally insured by NCUA. Open your eyes to a credit union. Atlantic City Federal Credit Union.
The staff and board at the Fremont County Fair wish to thank everyone who attended the fair this year. Whether you enjoyed Family Day, a night event, entered a craft show, or showed your livestock, thank you for all your efforts. We'll be moving and grooving next year, so stay tuned.
Some say healthcare is a calling, taking care of others. It's who we are. It's what we do, and what we love. For decades, Sage West Healthcare has been here. For the expected and the unexpected moments in life. As one of the region's largest employers, we're investing in our communities through donated services and charitable contributions. We're investing in our people, technologies, and facilities, so better care is more convenient and available to everyone, right here, close to you and the things that matter most. From maternity through maturity, from pediatrics to primary care, we're making a difference by improving life and health in our communities we love. Sage West Healthcare. Be well, live well. That's why we're here.
Natural Health Solutions offers treatments for a variety of conditions, along with nutritional counseling, chiropractic, acupuncture, and more. Treatment plans designed individually to optimize your health. Call for an appointment, 856-8181 today.
Welcome back to Bill Bush Stadium, where we have just seen a Lander Lady Tigers victory by the score of 3-2, and that means that they will be able to go to prom tonight as winners. Yesterday's game obviously knocked a few offensive pieces around today, as no goals by Delaney Sullivan, who everyone would expect to have at least one goal in a game that has three on Lander's side. All goals being scored by Annabelle Knockhazel, Mason Morton off a penalty kick, and Anna Nielsen. So a lot of experience kicking goals today. We had two seniors with a goal and a junior. And I'm sure Scott Getz is happy with his performance today compared to yesterday, as the Click It or Ticket post-game show, let's get that there. You can see the Click It or Ticket there. Click It or Ticket post-game show, we are proud to bring you by WYDOT. Remember, only 82% of Wyomingites wear their seatbelts. Let's try and knock that back up to 100 and keep everyone safe. So that is going to be one of the better games for Lander all season long. I know I've said that, but they've only had 4 games. 2 of them, they've been shut out. The other 2, they have had 3 goals. So they're doing great so far when they're able to play at their own pace. If they're forced to speed up like they were yesterday against Cody, they just get a little bit flamboozled, is one of my favorite words to use, because that is exactly what they looked like yesterday up until the very last few minutes. Today's 3-2 win is a great experience for the girls as they continue to try and groove and mesh well together. Remember, a lot of these girls have played together, but under new coaching and under the guise of no Emma Getz and a couple different players from last year leaving, it's just got to be a different mindset for this team. And today they reacted well, and they played Powell really well. We'll get into our players of the game here. As our Gatorade player of the game, I don't see anyone else other than Aislinn Donahue that has been able to save as many goals here, but because there were so many goals scored by the girls here, I'm going to give that Gatorade to Anna Nielsen. She was back and forth on defense all day, and she had the goal there. And as far as the Papa Murphy's player of the game, we're going to go ahead and give that one to Annabelle Knockhazel. Not only was she also playing defense, but her turnaround kick had a good opportunity, and it was a pretty great goal there. She's had 2 goals that look very similar, so we will hand those out to the girls here in a minute. Hopefully Coach Getz comes up here with at least one of them. We will go right back to commercials here, hopefully coming back with some interviews with our player of the game and our coach. Be right back after this.
Papa Murphy's is proud to sponsor this week's Player of the Game. For a limited time, enjoy a Papa Murphy's barbecue chicken pizza made with KC Masterpiece barbecue sauce. After the game or any time, you can't beat the fresh ingredients and authentic flavor of a Papa Murphy's Take and Bake pizza. And you know it's baked right every time because you baked it yourself. Papa Murphy's on North Federal in Riverton. Drop in or order online at papamurphys.com. Go Wolverines! From the wide open spaces to the canyon near you, Wyoming.com is reaching more homes and businesses than ever before. For more than 25 years, we've aimed to provide the best internet and phone service to meet the needs of our customers all across the great state of Wyoming. Now it's getting even better. Wyoming.com, expanding to an area near you. Wyoming.com. We're out there.
When repairs are complete after a collision, you expect your car, SUV, or truck to look like new. That's the service you'll receive at Stork Auto Body in Riverton. Professionalism and meticulous attention to detail. You can depend on Stork Auto Body, 841 Miniweb Avenue, Riverton.
A proud sponsor of this broadcast is Bailey Enterprises. For over 50 years, Bailey has become the name you can trust. With Pit Stop Travel Centers, you can fuel up and stock up on trip snacks at locations all over Fremont County. You can also put your trust in Bailey Tire and Auto for service to keep handy for those times when your luck runs out on the road. Refresh at the Speedway Cafe with a dine-in meal or a round of carry-out with a variety of specials to keep you going. Go with Bailey. When you think about wellness, do you think about long walks, nutrition, having a personal trainer? No matter what your idea of wellness looks like, you can find yourself at Gotchi Gym. Their 1,900 square foot facility makes them one of the largest gyms open to the public in Wyoming. Be the best version of yourself with state-of-the-art equipment from senior to strongman. Take advantage of having a bistro on site as well as a certified NASM personal trainer. Take the first step in reaching your goals. Gotchi Gym. Gotchi Rehabilitation is always looking for new team members. See more at gotchi.org. Wyoming Community Bank is ready to serve you. Stop in at any one of their branches located in Riverton, Lander, and DuBois. A bank that is owned and operated by the locals of Fremont County. Wyoming Community Bank. They're here to help you.
During winter storms, it doesn't take long for roads to turn slick. Snowfall is often accompanied by high winds, and blowing and drifting snow can make it difficult to see the road. Speed limits are based on dry pavement conditions and good visibility. Be ready to reduce speed and increase following distance. Crashes are twice as likely to happen when it's slick out, and it's usually because someone is driving too fast for conditions. Remember, when there's ice and snow, take it slow. This message is brought to you by WYDOT.
Hometown Freedom Healthcare, making healthcare great. Providing coverage in family medicine, women's health, pediatrics, and mental health. Meet providers Tara Blumenshine, Adina Vasco, and Jessica Rodriguez. Come see us at Hometown Freedom Healthcare, locally owned, 463-0541.
At some point, everyone is a pedestrian.
When you're driving, yield to pedestrians. Wear light clothing. Walk on a pathway instead of the road.
Look out for pedestrians.
Avoid distractions like your phone.
Look out for pedestrians, they're everywhere. We are the Wyoming Indian Lady Chiefs. We need you in our stand.
Hey there, how's your day going?
Frustrating. My car's check engine light came on, and they can't take it in till next week. And then Max, our Rottweiler, chewed up my glasses, and I'm going to have to wait at least a week to get another pair. It seems you have to wait for everything important.
I know the feeling. Some things seem to take forever to get done.
Forgot to ask, how's your day?
I had to take my daughter into the clinic to have her arm looked at.
Let me guess. You had to wait to get an appointment. What was it, 1 week, 2 weeks?
Same day.
What? Same day?
We go to Hot Springs Health. They offer same-day appointments at all their clinics. Riverton, Shoshone, Thermopolis, Worland, and Basin. You just call the clinic and you have an appointment in a matter of minutes. It's easy and so convenient.
Wow, so Hot Springs Health actually values our time? Thanks for the advice. Now if I could only get a same-day appointment for Max. He hasn't been the same since he ate my glasses. He keeps running around and making a spectacle of himself.
For more information or directions, please visit hotspringshealth.com, your hub of healthcare in the Basin.
Central Wyoming College now offers Bachelor of Applied Science degrees in Early Childhood Education and Organizational Management and Leadership, with an emphasis in outdoor education, tribal leadership, or business and entrepreneurial leadership. CWC offers 3 ways to learn: online, virtual, and in person. Learn, grow, lead, and advance at Central Wyoming College. CWC is leading the way with expanded programs in the Bachelor of Applied Science degrees.
Are you a caring person that wants to help but not sure where to go? Wyoming Senior Citizen Inc. is looking for caregivers across the state. Call 307-856-6880 to find out more information. They would like to wish all Fremont County athletes good luck this year.
The choice is yours. Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card lets you choose from 5% off instantly at the register or special financing on qualifying purchases. That means no forms, no waiting, no rebates. You can choose 5% off instantly with your Sutherland's credit card. Got a big project? Choose special financing. The choice is yours with Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payment required. See store for details. Only at Sutherland's.
When you purchase your car, do you know if you got the best payment possible? The answer is probably no. Oftentimes, your loan is packed with additional charges that can drive your monthly payment higher than it should be, costing you thousands of dollars more for your car. Hi, this is Patty, and here is your second chance to get the payment you deserve. Visit Atlantic City Federal Credit Union today for a courtesy loan review. We've helped our members save money by refinancing their vehicle with us. Now it's your turn. Open your eyes to a credit union. Atlantic City Federal Credit Union.
Want access to local news, sports, events, and more? Download the WYO Today app. Now available on all platforms. Stream your favorite radio station, submit something to buy, sell, or trade for deals on the dial, or view contests and special coupons. Better yet, the WYO Today app is the best way to access free HD video of Fremont and Hot Springs County athletics. It's all at your fingertips. Head to your app store or visit wyotoday.com to download the WYO Today app now.
Welcome back to our post-game show here. We are joined by Mason Morton, who not only played some great defense all day, she had a penalty kick go in and got the goal to put it up 3-2. What was going through your mind when you got that kick there?
I think I've been practicing them a lot lately. We've done them in practice, and then over the weekend I actually practiced them a lot, so I was really ready to take it, and I just got up there and placed it where I knew I should.
Well, Powell was really keeping you busy down here in the defensive third. Was there anything different about today and yesterday? I mean, you guys were playing much more stout defense today than you did yesterday.
Yeah, I think that we made a couple mistakes at the beginning, but as the game went on, we adjusted, and I think that really helped for us. I think yesterday also helped us a lot going into today. Cody's a really good team, and then Powell was a lot tougher than they have been. So I think that definitely gave us a good matchup against them for today. So I think that after a couple of the mistakes at the beginning, we really adjusted and got our positioning better.
I think people, when they think of Lander, they definitely think you guys have some great offensive pieces because, they think of Delaney Sullivan, they think of Addie Weston, who's really come out. Georgia's been playing like a boss, and Annabelle obviously getting goals as well. But you guys have a pretty strong defensive line. You and Tinley, Wheeler back there, you guys have a strong defensive line. Do you feel underrated when they're thinking about you guys out here?
Honestly, I don't. I think that we've shown a lot throughout this season. I feel like our back line has been really strong. So I think during games where maybe we're not getting as many chances on offense, we are held really well in the back line. And I think we've had a lot of opportunities to show that we are a really important piece back there and kind of the strongest line on the field, I feel, right now.
Prom night tonight. Is that knee going to be okay?
Yeah.
Good to dance, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. Is your knee, is that just from a little scuffle out there, or is it?
It's just really tight from playing so much lately,
totally understandable. Well, hey, you had 2 good games at home now. I know the loss yesterday wasn't a win, but it was still a good game overall. You guys were playing pretty well in that second half defensively. You guys are finally starting to get in a groove. You were having games canceled. You had a lot of spring break. Now that you're finally getting into it, does it feel like you guys are getting more into a groove?
For sure. I think this weekend definitely set us up for the rest of the season. We played 2 really good teams, so I think from here on out we just kind of make our adjustments and get ready to play Cody again. I think that we can definitely have better chances next game after we make some changes, and I think that it's just good to get an experience as much as we can.
Awesome.
At the beginning. Yeah.
Well, hey, thank you so much for coming up here.
You.
I'm going to talk to your coach for just a short amount of time because we got to work with the pregame show for these boys as well. Thank you very much, Mason. Go enjoy prom. Ooh. Coach, victory today after a loss yesterday. What really was different in your mind today? I know you said you were going to make a little bit of adjustments. Did those adjustments come through like you wanted them to?
Yeah, I thought we played in the midfield quite a bit better than we did yesterday. We were a lot more disciplined. Our shape and spacing was a lot better. And so the back line wasn't under nearly as much pressure as they were against Cody. I thought Georgia showed she really adjusted to what we talked about this morning and after the game yesterday. Annabelle, I thought, made some adjustments and she played real well yesterday. We kind of moved her and Anna around a little bit for a couple reasons, but Anna, I thought, was dialed in and played really good soccer today. So that helped take the pressure off the back line a little bit. And truthfully, they there were times in the game where the back line struggled today just a bit. But we are getting close to getting, our back line, our midfield, and our forwards starting to connect a little bit, so we're playing as one unit instead of
You can definitely see it.
Lines.
You can definitely see that. I mean, they definitely were very cohesive today. Your back line and your attackers were definitely working in unison. Delaney Sullivan had like 6 shots on the goal. None of them went in, but people are definitely starting to hone in on her, and I think that's allowed players like Anna Nielsen and Annabelle Knockhazel and even Weston to really open up and kind of let loose a little bit. Is that kind of your game plan going into games?
Well, Laney always occupies a lot of defenders, and I always tell Coach Laney for a long time, she is playing the best soccer across the board, bar none, that I've ever seen her play. She's making every great decision, and it's not always about the goals, that how you contribute to your team. Couldn't ask for any better than what she's doing. Having said that, I know as we progress, the goals will come. Yeah. She'll get more than her fair share, but she does help open things up for everybody else, and she's really passing the ball well. She's trying to get, everybody else involved. She's dropping defensively. I mean, she really is dialed in. So a few little adjustments here and there by some players around her, and I think things will open up a lot for them and buy-in, and then in turn that'll open more things up for Laney.
Well, last question here before I let you go. You got a lot of productivity around your freshmen today, Georgia Chance and Blue Blackburn. Are you going to start integrating them a little bit more? Georgia's already starting, but Blue really had a great game today. She took a nasty tumble there a little bit late, but both of those freshmen, as well as I've seen some of your freshmen on your JV team, they can ball.
Yeah, we're Georgia, and I was proud of Georgia. We had a nice visit this morning and after the game yesterday, and she really worked to do what we asked her to do, and it showed on the field, and our play was better as a result. Blue really had a good game in JV match yesterday. She picked up a little bit of a knock on her ankle today, but because how we play, we expect a lot from our forwards and our wings, and so we need to have those kids that can come on and contribute positive minutes in order to help give us, the breaks and keep us fresh, throughout the course of the game. So, yeah, I was happy with Blue today. She did a nice job for us as well. She gave us a lot of good minutes. And Addison probably played as good. She's played as good as I've seen her play these last two games, so I was really proud of her. She's trying to make the adjustments that we're asking her to make. And today, I think, was probably might have been her best game. She was playing really well.
She had a great game, you're right. Before we get these boys' games, I just want to say good luck against Green River on Tuesday, and we'll talk to you then.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. Have a good rest of your day, Coach. We're going to get right into this action here for the boys. Thank you very much. We're going to get right out of our Click It or Ticket post-game show and head right into our Hampton Inn and Suites pregame show. There we go. And the pregame show here going to be kind of quick as we're going to just run through these keys to the game. Yesterday, we saw quite a few players touch the ball and get a lot of attempts there against Cody. The second half, they were tied 2-2, and they just let a few go. It was a very, 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 very physical game against Cody. There was, like I said, 4 yellow cards, 3 on Cody, 1 on Lander. And if they want to continue to try and keep this mindset that they're in, that they are a physical team and they can deal with other physical teams, they're going to have to try and play their own physicality today. They're not just going to accept Cody's physicality and try and give it back. They're going to have to push out their own physicality, and they're going to have to work against Powell, because Powell, whether they look like it or not on the camera right now, Powell is a very big team. As you can see right there on the far right is number 25, Colton Brewer. That's a big boy right there. They're going to have to deal with him. And if they can play as well as they did against a very physical Cody team yesterday, if they can play that well against Powell today, I don't see any reason why Lander can't walk away with a win. So that's our Lander Journal Keys to the Game. Remember, you can see pictures and stories about every Lander athletic team, whether it's soccer, golf, basketball, football. We have great pictures, great stories in all Lander Journal editions. You can pick those up. Start or continue your subscription today at 421 East Main Street in Riverton. Here, getting into our Sutherland's starting lineup. And so we're going to have a pretty similar lineup as yesterday. We have Silas Wheeler, Carter Ayers, Bear Blackburn, Otis Beeson, Craig Hansen, Finn Richards, Logan Witzke, Sequel Lozier, number 27, Colton Laird, and Callum Wheeler. Over for Powell, we have number 77, Holden Cooper. Oh, I missed most of their lineup here as I was trying to get this pregame show done and over with. So we have number 77, number 2, Jacob Orr, number 4, Parker Williams, number 5, Logan Jensen, number 16, Cameron Carpenter. We already mentioned Colton Brewer. Number 11, Landon Hernandez. 22, Chance Franks. And it looks like number 15, Morgan Hobbs. I might have missed one there. I apologize if you are listening and you're a Powell fan. I just was trying to get the coach's interview and everything done before too long. So I want to thank our Hampton Inn & Suites sponsor for sponsoring our pregame show, as well as for housing me the first 3 months that I lived here in Riverton. And really proud of Hampton Inn & Suites, as they have really become just the number one hotel in Riverton. And they have had they're always full. They're chock full. That doesn't mean you can't get a reservation, but there are a lot of people that like to come to Riverton for a lot of events, and they house a lot of them. So we're going to get the scoreboard back to 0. We're going to get the time back to 40. And we're going to get ready for this game here between the Lander Tigers and the Powell Panthers. Lander's going to start off with the ball, as Colton Laird going to get this to start off. Wait for the whistle. Everyone checking their clocks. And there we go. Laird going to kick it all the way back. And no one's wearing hats today, so that's going to be a little bit more difficult. You got to know them by the hair here. Bear Blackburn back to Witzke. Witzke kicks it into the middle third, and Powell ends up blocking it out. But Blackburn, with a nice move, he makes a player fall down, and he's able to get a nice pass up to Laird. Laird has a move. Oh, he gets the ball kicked right at his chest, and almost could have been a handball, but instead it just goes harmlessly off of Laird and into the goalkeeper's hands. Long kick. My goodness, this Powell goalie just had one of the longer kicks I've seen in any soccer game. Bear Blackburn now has it. Kicks it back to Wheeler. Wheeler back to Lozier. Now Lozier had to kick it. And now Carter Ayers has it. He's going to try and work with Silas Wheeler like he did yesterday a lot. Bear Blackburn back up, and nice stop there. And it was Finn Richards that was stopped. He had to fall down. And now Powell working with it in the attacking third. They're able to get some momentum here. They're going to run into the corner and try and get a cross pattern here. They get it low, and it's saved nicely by Lander. Now Carter Ayers has it. Ayers to Wheeler. Wheeler back to Blackburn. Blackburn, nice stop and go here. He's able to get it back to Wheeler. We're 1.5 minutes into this game, and Bear Blackburn's shot hits the shin of a Powell player. It's going to go out of bounds. Throwing it in over there is going to be Witzke. Witzke throws it into Otis Beeson. Beeson, a great swimmer, also an outstanding soccer player. He gets it back over here nicely to number 15, Craig Hansen. And Hansen couldn't get back on defense. He thought that he was going to be throwing it in, and Powell ended up throwing it in. Little body shove there by Lander, gets the ball back into their possession in the middle third. They're trying to work with it up, and they do. Finn Richards up there on the other side of the touchline, and he kicks it high. Oh, barely goes out of bounds off of Laird. Colton Laird had himself a game yesterday. And no ball boy was able to get that out of the snow, so they had to go and get it themselves. The high pass inside goes over the head of a Lander player. Suddenly Powell, working with less numbers, they get it stolen away by Otis Beeson, and then Carter Ayers gets a little body bump himself. He gets it back to Beeson. Beeson going to have to try and cross over to Richards. Richards, another strong swimmer as well. Lander just full of strong swimmers. If you're unaware, they've won 27 straight state championships on the boys' side. That is a number that is not going to be beaten easily. I believe that's the third longest streak in the entire country across all sports. I believe there's a team in Florida that has 35 straight, and there's a team in Texas somewhere that has 31. But Lander's 27 straight, definitely the most in the state for boys swimming or any other sport. I believe maybe the next best. I don't actually know how many. Oh, there's a penalty there, and it's going to go against Lander. So Powell going to get this ball right at the 35-yard line. What I was about to say is I don't know all sports state championships consecutively right now. I know Riverton boys golf is looking for their third straight. Long kick is just going to go right into the hands of Hayford. I apologize for not getting that on camera. I thought he was trying to pass it and ended up just going over the head of everybody. Hayford knocks it up over the top bar, and we're going to have to get a corner kick here. 0-0, about 4 minutes, 15 seconds into this game. Beautiful Saturday for what has turned out to be here. Snow last night just didn't seem to matter. The corner kick comes in. Landers had trouble with corner kicks. The header just goes to the right side of the goal and goes out of bounds off Powell. Yesterday, Cody's Radakovich had 2 goals off of corner kicks, and it was very difficult for Lander to counter that height that Radakovich had. Today, they're all pretty evenly matched up. Couple big bodies on Powell's side, like we mentioned earlier, 25. Colton Brewer looks like he's about twice the size of anyone else on Lander's team. Now a big collision there between Colton Laird and number 11, Landon Hernandez. Ends up with Bear Blackburn in the center circle with it. He gets it stolen away, given back to Silas Wheeler now. Wheeler tries to pass ahead to Ayers, but it gets stolen. And now Powell working towards the middle third. They get it. Otis Beeson, nice stop there, but he gets it right into that big boy's feet, like we mentioned, Colton Brewer. He's got a lot of speed for how big he is, and now went out of bounds. Lander going to quickly throw it in. They get it to Finn. Finn Richards kicks it over to Silas Wheeler. Wheeler gets it stolen away. He wasn't even looking behind him, but he ends up trying to get it back. Almost does, and now Powell has it, and they're moving. They have numbers, but luckily stolen away there by Callum Wheeler, the All-Stater. Silas Wheeler now, long cross kick to Carter Ayers, to Colton Laird now, and a nice little pass, a high pass, but Carter Ayers able to get it, and now he's leading Colton really well. Look at Colton. Colton's going to have a shot here if he can stop. Oh, he kicks it. It's going to go out of the back of the goal line. Looks like it was last touched by Powell, so we're going to get a corner kick here by Lander. And while Lander has not had their best day or had their best attempts defending the corner kicks, they have also had some trouble here trying to goal on their corner kicks. Nice header there by Carter Ayers, but it gets headed right into the body of a Powell player. They still have it, and he's going to take a long shot. It's going to go over the goal. That would have been a great field goal from the left hash, but it is not football, it's soccer. Unless you want to call it the European version, it's football. We're going to get a goal kick here by the goalie, number 77, Holden Cooper. And Carter Ayers' dad is out there screaming his name. The Lander boys have very few reserves waiting to come in, so this is going to look a lot like yesterday. The boys pretty much played all 80 minutes and had very few reserves come in and out. The Cody players, on the other hand, they were switching out players pretty much every 5 minutes, give or take, as we have a ball thrown in too early, waiting for substitutes from Powell. Excuse me. Still waiting. 32-30 to go. Otis Beeson gets the ball. He has to pass it outside to Bear Blackburn, who gets stuck up by 2 different players. He ends up passing it back out to Witzke. Witzke gets it stolen away, and now they're in the middle at the halfway line. Powell's working with it. Powell, a long leading kick, gets knocked away by Lozier. Lozier going to try and kick it out. He ends up kicking it to Finn. Finn kicks it back, and now it's going to be in the defending third for Lander. It's going to be Craig Hansen trying to catch up with it. He finally does. Craig to Silas. Silas back to Carter. Carter working into the middle third, but he has to kick it back, and now they're triangle passing backwards to try and get something going. Craig Hansen, nice move. He's going to cross all the way over to Witzke. Witzke's pass led Bear Blackburn just a little bit too long, but he ends up getting it right back. Nice to him. Nice job to him. Now Colton Laird stops it up, and Powell, they're just going to go back and forth here in the middle third until someone gets into the attacking third. And right now it looks like Lander's trying to set that up on the near side touchline as Hansen passes it to Silas. Silas Wheeler, stops and goes and makes number 7 think about his life there. Steven Stambaugh might be. Nice triangle passing there. They get it all the way out to Finn. Finn gets stuck up. Now Bear Blackburn took a shot, and a body laid right in front of it, and then finally Silas Wheeler took another shot, and it actually went towards the goal, and it went right in the middle, right into the hands of the goalie, number 77, Holden Cooper. Cooper's high kick goes out of bounds, and they're going to give it to Lander. Lander quickly throws it into Carter. Carter airs back to Silas, and a nice little back and forth there. Who's he going to go to now? Colton Laird was trying to get a little bit further inside, and Carter, are they going to call that out on him? They are going to call that out on Colton Laird. Surprising, as he was just pushing up on Powell. We are 9 minutes, 30 seconds into this game. Still 0-0. No long kick this time. He's going to short pass it over here to the corner of the box. And from the wing, they're able to get it into the middle third here. Number 10. Oh, that might not be a 10. That might be 16, Cameron Carpenter. The Powell numbers very thin, which makes the 6s and the 8s look like 0s and vice versa. Silas Wheeler gets the ball now from Bear. Bear Blackburn has had a tremendous couple days here, but no goals yet for him. Now Powell gets it. They're trying to move with 3 in the middle third, and they're going up against a defensive wall that has been kind of back and forth here so far today. They want to work in the middle, but they also want to keep that line strong. Now Witzke gets it on the far side. He moves into the middle towards the center circle, gives it back out to Craig Hansen. Hansen on the near side. He pushes it to the middle. He's going to take a long pass, and it's going to go too long. Carter Ayers couldn't get up to it. Colton Laird might be able to, but they're going to let it go out of bounds. And that's a smart move by Powell. Lander fans wanting at least some sort of call there. I don't know what they want, but they're going to get this kick. Powell is with under 29 to go. That's a long one. It goes right towards the halfway line and then headed all the way back down. It's going to hit off the outside of the touchline, and Lozier is going to quickly grab it, and he's going to give it to Hansen. Hansen strong arms it to Carter Ayers, and Ayers tries to pass it to Bear Blackburn's chest, but in between was 3 different white jerseys, and that's not going to work. Powell now moving with haste here. They're going to quickly get up all the way into the attacking third, up to the right side touchline, and it goes out of the back of the goal line. Who's it going to be off of? Oh, it's going to be off of Lander. We're going to get a corner kick here. And we don't know who's going to take this yet. Finally, someone moseys over there. Number 22, that's Chance Franks, the junior. Waiting in the waters here. 4 Powell jerseys. It's a low kick. It's going to be saved nicely by Otis Beeson. Kicks it out and clears it, and then Lander just kicks it right out of bounds again. So now we're going to get a throw in here by number 7, Steven Stambaugh. And Lozier almost heads it over another player, but a long kick here. Colton Laird's going to have an opportunity, not if Powell has anything to do with it. They're going to head it twice. Laird still trying to get this ball. If he were, he would have very few people in front of him between him and the goal, but Powell is now moving it nicely downfield. Nice stop there by Carter Ayers. Waiting for a sub to come in. And that sub is number 4 for number 19. So that's Parker Williams coming in for Trevin Abraham for Powell. Powell quickly trying to move it inside. They can't. They got to go through Silas Wheeler, who gets the ball now. Silas Wheeler with some fancy footwork. He gets it to Bear, who tries to get it to Finn. That didn't work, so Finn Richards now has it. Over on the far side, he gets it stolen in the middle of the center circle. Suddenly, Powell has an opportunity here as they streak through 2 different Lander players, and it's going to go out of bounds, and a little push there at the end. And they're going to have to watch it. That was right in the back. Number 22, Chance Franks, going to take this kick here. This is going to act pretty much as a corner kick, or he could just take this shot. He's going to take it. It's going to go in the goal past Hayford's hands, and the first goal is going to be to Powell. Much like yesterday, it was just not in the cards on these kicks that the other opposing team is able to set up and have some time before. Forgive me as I had to fix my headphones here, my setup. Waiting on this clock to start again. It's 1:20 p.m., 25:56 to go in this first half. Lander now trails 1-0. Witzke has the ball on the far side. Gets it stolen away quickly, and now Powell's working against the smaller defensive line. Oh, the ball gets knocked off Otis Beeson's legs, back and forth, and now Beeson kicked it far. Powell's going to try and get it back to right where they had it. And they're going to achieve that if they can get this corner, and they go just across the face of the goal. Don't know if that was looking to be a pass or a shot on the goal, but either way, just too far in front. Don't forget, I mentioned it yesterday, May 4th, against Pinedale, Lander is going to have their first ever pink night honoring L'Oreal Martin and Brienne. Let me make sure I get these names right, as I don't want to mess this up of all things, as Powell tries to pass it inside and they can't do it. I'm going to make sure here. Lander Valley is honoring L'Oreal Morton, the mother of Mason Morton, and Brianne Weston, the mother of Addie Weston, the sophomore. Both have survived breast cancer, and L'Oreal said that whatever money is raised, she's going to try and put that back into a fundraiser that she is a big fan of. Oh, the ball goes far and high into the bleachers here. L'Oreal Martin said that Casting for Recovery, the fundraising charity group, helps women recovering and dealing with breast cancer learn how to fly fish, as doctors have shown and proven that the act of fly fishing with all the motion and everything is really good for your blood circulation as well as other things. And so there's a good cause inside of another good cause, as Miss Morton is going to try and help out the Casting for Recovery charity group, as we have another whistle here. It's against Powell. Didn't see what happened. 23-24 to go in this game, or in this first half. It's going to be Callum Wheeler all alone back here in right on the outside of the middle third. Callum just going to kick it lightly to Lozier. Lozier, a long kick, nicely placed there to Carter Ayers. There was no one in between them. And now Otis Beeson back to Carter. Carter gets it stolen away, though. They push it up. Now Powell moving with emotion here, and they're going to try and cross it into the middle third. Gets stolen away by Silas. Silas Wheeler, nice job there. He gets it all the way out there to that is Sawyer Knockhazel, who came in the game. I didn't see when he did that, but now Lander trying to cross and get a shot on the goal. Ends up going far right. Let's see what Powell's going to do with it. If Carter Ayers can save it, he can, but then Powell able to kick it away. And now Lander going to have to work from scratch all over again from the middle third. It's going to be Craig Hansen throwing it in here. He throws it into Beeson. Beeson across the pitch all the way to Knockhazel. Knockhazel back to Callum. Ooh, Knockhazel hits the dirt, and the ball stays with Powell. But Silas Wheeler does a nice job stealing it away, and he hits the dirt himself. And then a long pass goes awry for Knockhazel, but it's going to get back into Lander's possession here in the middle. Good job there by Otis Beeson to get the ball to an open player. Now they're going to try and take a shot on the goal, and it's too far right. Who was that? That looked like it was Bear. It was Bear Blackburn that took that shot. Goes right out the right side of the back of the goal line. And it looks like it was last touched by a Powell player, or maybe it hit a Powell player on the way out. So we're going to have a corner kick here. It's Bear Blackburn kicking it, and the goalie gets a hand on it. He comes out from outside the goal, and then Powell just pushes two players down, and Lander has to deal with it. There's no call. Lander working backwards now. They get it out to Silas. I'm sorry, Bear. Bear loses it. I think he was expecting someone else to be around him and couldn't get it there. Callum Wheeler saves it. I'm sorry, Lozier saves it. And now it's even more back and forth. And Lander fans are not happy that there was nothing called there, as he took some time to get up, and now a Powell player hits the dirt, and now they're going to call something. And did they yellow card him? They did not. They're just giving him a warning, and that's Otis Beeson they're giving a warning to. So from around the 28-yard line on the football field, this would be the 24-yard line from the football field. This would be a 34-yard goal if he were to try and kick this in, but he might try and pass this. Who knows? It's going to be number 22 taking the shot. That's Chance Franks. I wonder if he likes hot dogs. I wonder if he even calls them Franks. He's going to take a long shot. It's going to go high. It's going to go over the goal. It's going to be a field goal. Right at the halfway mark here. 20 minutes to go. My clock is a little bit fast, so I'm having to stop it every now and then. It is actually 19:45 to go. We're going to get a kick here from Callum Wheeler. Now we're at the right time, 19:38. He kicks it to Craig Hansen. Hansen across to Wheeler. It goes too far, and it goes off Wheeler's foot. Now Powell has another opportunity. He gets a little volley almost under Knockhazel's legs, but he gets it right back into Craig Hansen. Hansen to Lozier. Lozier back even further to Wheeler. Wheeler tried to get it into Otis Beeson, but it was stolen away nicely by Powell, and Powell's going to take a long shot, and it's going to go far above and far right. 19 minutes to go. From the D of Lander, that was a good kick there by Wheeler. Now back and forth they go. Wetsky has it. He tries to kick it in between three players, can't get it. Now Powell's going to run into the corner. Wetsky kicks it right out. Lots of soccer being played here in Lander this week. Like we mentioned to Coach Getz, they have a game on Tuesday against Green River right here in Lander. And then after that, they play Jackson on Wednesday. That is a rescheduled game, if I'm not mistaken. And then Powell quickly tries to get back in the attacking third, and they fall. Their line moves all the way up across the middle third, so this is going to be everyone from Powell's on this one side except for two players. Long kick down here, and it almost got headed there, but Lander doing a good job of keeping the defense strong. Hansen gets it between his legs, and now he gets it stolen away, and a crossing kick goes badly. It goes behind the goal line here, and we're going to get a corner kick as we have a substitution coming in here. going to be Franks again taking this corner kick. It's a low kick, and it gets stopped up almost on a dime, just stops on the top of the letter N, and Lander, and Hayford just dives on it, and he takes a massive kick. Colton Laird, a perfect lead for him, but there's one player that's in his way. He whiffs it, and Laird now have to go into the corner. He stops it and kicks it right out of bounds, and it's going to be last touched by Laird. Laird had an opportunity, but just couldn't get to it in time. Now Silas Wheeler has it. Wheeler kicking to the left side, far side. Over to Witzke. Witzke gives it back out to Lozier at the center circle. Lozier almost loses it. Now he does, and there's a number of white jerseys that are going to be moving. Oh, but one, that is Franks that falls, and they call that a tripping on Lander there. Powell doesn't waste any time. They quickly get in there, and Lander now has to play some defense and get a clear, which they finally do. They try and give it to Ayers, and it's going to be... They blew a whistle. I didn't see what for. Unlike basketball and football, they don't really clarify what their penalties are. They just whistle and point who gets the ball. But right now, it's going to be Lander ball. Callum Wheeler hitting it from the 20-yard line. He's going to try and, I'm sure, kick it right here to Lozier, or possibly see what he does. Yeah, he's gonna kick it deep. He's going to try and kick it right to Silas Wheeler. Almost gets it. Knockhazel ends up kind of corralling it and then losing it. Now Powell working with it in the middle third, and they get it stolen away by Lander. Otis Beeson has it. Oh, and Beeson takes a tumble. Lozier back to Callum Wheeler. Callum Wheeler back to Silas Wheeler. And Silas moves between two players pretty well and ends up losing it. And Powell, are they going to call that? They are. It's going to be Powell ball. I didn't see it go out of bounds. It might have been a tripping. 14:50 to go in this first half. And a handball right off the inbounding kick there. So they're going to redo this. Waiting and waiting and waiting. 14:30 to go in this first half. Powell kicks it deep into the right on the outside of the box. And quickly, Lander is trying to get back into the attacking third, and they finally do as Carter Ayers with a nice kick, but it's going to go out of bounds. They have not been in the attacking third for more than a few minutes total in this first half. Just like yesterday, they have had to they've been forced to play quite a bit of defense. Oof. And a hard kick there by a Lander player goes off Cameron Carpenter, and it goes further into their own territory. Is now Sawyer Knockhazel fighting for it at the center circle. And these refs are a little bit whistle happy, but that's okay for Lander right now as Hansen stops it up, and it's going to be Callum Wheeler here at the 45-yard line. Let's see what he tries to do here. This would be an extremely long goal. I'm sure he's going to try and pass it into right outside the box. Low to Silas. Silas all the way back out to Otis. Otis Beeson back out to Finn Richards. Richards gets it kicked out of bounds. It's going to be Lander ball. And who's going to be throwing it in? It's going to be Finn Richards as Sawyer Knockhazel takes a break. And in comes number 10. That's Bear Blackburn. I didn't see him leave the game. They throw it into Silas. Silas tries to get it around a couple players. He ends up doing so. And now they're moving, and they're getting past more players. It's a tripping foul, and no one's going to call it. He holds up his hand saying that was definitely purposeful. Powell lucky here with the call, and now they're moving, and they're getting into the middle third pretty easily here, and they're going to take a long lead, and that lead could work, but Lander's going to get there first. Oh, and then a nice stop there by Powell, but quickly the lead now goes the other way as Laird is led just a little bit too long. And, oh, nice. Powell messed up there with a play, and they're going to wave off that foul as Bear Blackburn was pushed in the back. The ref even waving it off, and you can hear the Lander fans here upset. Craig Hansen, with just over 11 and a half minutes to go, gets it to Carter Ayers. Ayers back over to Blackburn. Blackburn back to Hansen. Hansen now moving even further back to Lozier. Even further back than that is Callum Wheeler. Now Callum moving right over the logo in the middle of the field. Gets it off to Beeson. Beeson back to Witzke. They are pushing all their defensive players ahead, trying to tie this game up. But they're getting stopped up by Powell every opportunity. Just like that, as the Powell gets the steal, Lander gets it right back. Callum Wheeler finds Carter Ayers, but he didn't run to the ball fast enough, and now Powell working with it in the middle third, and they get it stolen away nicely by Bear Blackburn. Blackburn says, if you're not going to call a foul on me, I'm just going to have to do whatever I can to get this ball. Craig Hansen with it now on the right side touchline. He kicks it off of Bear Blackburn's right thigh, and then this ball goes way high and way out of bounds off of Powell. We're going to get a throw in here by Carter Ayers as we get another substitution. Let's see who's coming out, and that's 23 going out and Sawyer Knockhazel coming back in. 23 being Logan Wetzke. The inbound pass high, headed by Powell. They didn't go very far with it. They didn't clear it, and so Lander still has an opportunity here. They're going to try and set something back up with Callum here. Callum gets it over to Silas. Silas back and forth now to Sawyer Knockhazel. And Knockhazel just goes off the tip of his foot a little wrong. Goes out of bounds. 10 minutes to go in this first half. Lander trying to get into this attacking third, and Carter Ayers had an opportunity there, but he didn't want to get kicked in the face. I don't blame him. A nice header by Otis Beeson to keep the ball in play here. And look at Bear Blackburn. He got past two players, and then it's going to go off of one of the Powell knees, and it's going to go out of bounds. 9:40 to go now. They get it to Hansen. Now Bear Blackburn has it. Back to Beeson, and now Powell finally clears it, but not far enough as Callum Wheeler stops it up. Beeson overpasses on Silas, but luckily Finn Richards was there. Finn Richards still with the ball. He's got no one in front of him. He can do something with it. Tries to pass it to Ayers. He does. Ayers in between a couple players to Silas. And now Colton Laird had a shot. And now another shot taken by Silas, and it goes far right. And he knew it as soon as it hit his foot, and that was actually Bear Blackburn, not Silas Wheeler. Their hair looks very similar from up here, and their numbers are not always visible. So Bear Blackburn, a long shot, just goes far right. Powell going to take this from inside the goal box, and they're going to kick it out, and they just miss. Goes out of bounds, and now Lander's trying to work quickly, and they're going to get all their players back into this attack in third. 8 minutes, 30 seconds to go. Silas Wheeler moves around one player, gets it to Bear. Bear over to Carter. Carter gets it stolen away, and Craig Hansen looking to try and stop it up. He does. He gets past nicely, and then he gets stopped up, but Carter Ayers is there to reclaim it, and we have a penalty here, and the ref asking both players to come and talk to him. Don't forget, Bear Blackburn got a yellow card yesterday, and it looks like he just got a last warning, as well as the co-captain for Powell, number 15, Morgan Hobbs, the senior. So no yellow cards yet. Couple warnings given out, but no yellow cards, and it's going to be Powell ball. 7:40 to go. Oh, the Powell coach does not want him to take this until someone backs up. There we go, and they're going to take it And it didn't really matter because Lozier was there to head it right into the middle third. Now Ayers and Laird splitting it. Now Ayers has to walk backwards, and he has to give it back up to Callum Wheeler. Wheeler over to Lozier. Lozier inside now to Beeson with a nice little touch pass back to Hansen. They're doing a great job passing. It's just whenever it gets into the attacking third, something seems to fall apart. Carter Ayers, fancy footwork to get around one, and then it's going to be kicked out. Last touched by, Lander. They're going to say that was last touched by Ayers. I don't know where his eyes were. I saw a white jersey try and kick that out. 6:40 to go in this first half. When we're waiting on subs, Bear Blackburn coming out. I did not see who came in. The pass goes short to Powell. Now they're going to run up the touchline. They're going to go back inside now a little bit. One Powell player hits the dirt, and they're going to call it again. And that one particular ref right there has called most of these whistles here. 6 minutes to go. Powell looking to add to their lead. Lander trying to just tie it up here. They have not had as much luck in the attacking third as Powell has as they move back into it now. Callum Wheeler pretty much playing single-man defense, and it goes over the head of Hayford. Hayford looks at his hands, wondering how they went through. It actually went right through his hands. And it makes it 2-0. Powell, right before, not as bad as the girls allowing a goal with 22 seconds left, but right before half, that is a momentum killer. The Lander boys looking very different under Coach Brett Prenz compared to Coach Dean Schaff last year. Schaff and Mr. Stauffenberg, the athletic director, have high hopes for Coach Prenz. He's been a part of this program for quite a while. He knows these boys. He knows what they can do. It's just not translating right now on the pitch. So my clock is wrong. It's going to be 5:11 right now. I'm going to stop it at 5:01 here, and now Lander's going to throw it in from across the pitch. The ball goes right to Otis Beeson. I thought it was going to go forward. They're going backwards again. That seems to be their game plan. Whenever they get in a little pickle here, they're going to have to go backwards to Lozier and Callum Wheeler. And Powell knows that, so they're just sending everyone they have. Now Craig Hansen has it on the right side touchline. He kicks it high and far for, and now we have a possible penalty here. And yes, it is going to be a penalty kick here for Colton Laird. A penalty in the box kills whatever momentum the Powell Panthers were having, and this is a chance for Lander to go within one here. And it's not going to be Laird that takes it. It's going to be Callum Wheeler. We have a clock stoppage at 4:13. Mine says 4:14, but it's 4:13. Callum Wheeler. See what he can do. He's got it. Right in the top middle, Callum Wheeler has a goal. And that will be the first goal by Lander of this half. Remember, they went in tied with Jackson yesterday, 2-2. And Callum Wheeler has his first goal of the weekend. 1-2. All Lander right now. That you thought the momentum was going to stay on Powell's side with the way that they were playing, but Lander with that penalty kick, and good job by Colton Laird to not give up on that play. That's what caused the penalty. If Colton Laird had just let the ball go like many players have done so far, they're going to not get that penalty kick, and that would have been still 2-0, most likely still coming into halftime. Another whistle here. Whistle galore, and you can hear some Lander fans just upset with the amount of calls here. My clock's a little slow now. It's 3:40 to go in this game, in this first half. Yesterday, the fog covered most of Lander. Now we have just good amounts of snow, not so much fog. Match his intensity is what I heard as the ball gets quickly thrown into the attacking third for Powell, and they have a shot on it, and it goes way high. I don't know exactly who that was, but he got under it a lot more than he wanted to. Someone on the Lander boys side of the pitch is telling Carter Ayers to match the intensity of the people that he's playing against. It's definitely one of those games where you don't know who's going to come out swinging harder. Obviously, yesterday, Cody came out extremely physical. Lander was getting a little bit bullied, especially in that second half. They don't want that to happen again. And they're just going to kick it out of bounds on accident. It's 2:40 to go. Powell thinking they can score again before the end of this half. They're going to try a kick. It's going to go right and safely into the hands of Hayford. Hayford, long kick. Very long kick. It almost goes all the way down. It does, all the way down to the other goalie. And let's see what he can bring to the table. He kicks it to about the halfway line, and it gets headed up by a Powell player, and they're going to call that on the Powell player. Callum Wheeler quickly just going to set up. He's going to long kick it here. Oh, he kicks it into the back of a Powell player. And I don't know if they're going to let that they're going to let him make the call. He's going to have 5 extra yards than he just did right there. They're going to call that. Callum Wheeler now, 1:45 to go in this game. I'm sorry, in this first half. I keep saying that. Wheeler's pass. Ooh, headed off of 2 different Powell players. His one head led to getting hit in the face by another. And some bully ball here by Witzke. I'd like to see that out of the young man. A slide by Powell keeps it from getting into the attacking third, and Powell now working with it. They're going to have a long lead. It's going to get stopped up by Callum, though. 1:15 to go. And a high kick didn't go very far, and it's going to be headed right into the safe hands of Hayford. The ball goes to Hansen. Hansen has played all 20 minutes as we enter 1 minute to play now. Sawyer Knockhazel gets the ball stolen away as he tried to get past 2 players, and then it's Lozier that steals it right back. So now Knockhazel to Ayers. Ayers back to Silas Wheeler. Silas to Beeson. They have 40 seconds to try and tie this game before halftime, and it's going to go out of bounds. Last touch by Lander. 30 seconds to go. Powell works with it into the middle third. Otis Beeson was almost like waiting for it. Ends up going past him, and now, thankfully, Callum Wheeler was there to stop that. Otherwise, that would have been a perfect lead for number 16, Rem DeVries. Wonder if he's related to Riverton's Derek DeVries, the quarterback and baseball player for the Riverton Wolverines and Raiders. 5 seconds, 0 seconds, actually. As the first half comes to an end, it's Powell 2, Lander 1. We'll be right back with our CWC halftime show right after this.
You need an oil change, but you don't have a lot of time. Expressway Lubes on South Federal in Riverton and Highway 789 in Lander provide a fast, professional lube, oil, and filter change. Expressway Lubes, locally owned and proud to support our local student athletes.
High Plains Power is a Touchstone Energy cooperative. What does that mean for you as a Rural Electric Association member? It all comes down to 7 principles: open membership, one voice, one vote, member benefits, independence, education, cooperation, and community. To understand how it all works, we're headed back in time. In 1879, electricity was in major cities, but rural areas were out of luck. In 1935, President FDR made it possible for companies to build power lines to unserved areas. By the time we hit 1941, some 400 electric co-ops had been organized to serve rural America, just like High Plains Power. For more information, visit highplainspower.org.
It's more than clocking in or collecting a paycheck. We are a network of caring professionals who want to be here, dedicated to serving our communities. We are Sage West Healthcare, our 2 campus hospitals in Riverton and Lander. We take pride in our region, our people, and our communities. Located in beautiful central Wyoming, filled with natural recreation in our own backyard. We are neighbors caring for neighbors, a community caring for its own. We are Sage West. We are recruiting the best, like you.
The Stock Dock is proud to serve all of Fremont County and surrounding areas. They are dedicated to providing the highest level of veterinarian medicine along with friendly and compassionate service. They service all pets of shapes and sizes between dogs and cows and cats and horses. They treat your animal like it's their own. The Stock Dock.
Wind River Family and Community Healthcare has clinics located in Arapahoe, Ethity, and Riverton. We provide family medical services along with dental, optometry, behavioral health, physical and occupational therapy, and more. Our in-house lab and pharmacy at all locations make for a one-stop primary healthcare center for your healthcare needs. Wind River Family and Community Healthcare is striving for a stronger, healthier community because Wind River cares. More information can be found at windrivercares.com.
If your vehicle needs repair, you can depend on the crew at Extra Care Auto Repair. They can repair almost anything with wheels, gas, diesel, domestic, or import, and their work is top quality and reliable. Extra Care Auto Repair on North Federal in Riverton.
Visit Lander Gambles to make your home feel like new. They will beat any competitor's price. Stop by to speak to one of the sales agents or visit LanderGambles.com. Lander Gambles will help you find the perfect product that fits your budget and lifestyle. Lander Gambles, 420 Main Street, Lander, Wyoming.
Why should your new floor come from Carpet One? Because we're passionate about the spaces our neighbors call home. We're part of your community, and we're also part of the world's largest cooperative of independently owned and operated flooring stores. So you can be sure you'll get great selection and outstanding value with every installation. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, tile, or luxury vinyl, our experts take the guesswork out of choosing the right floor. We're your local Carpet One Floor and Home, the one store for your perfect floor.
Living well isn't just about things. It's about the things that matter. Your family, your friends, and your health. For decades, Sage West Healthcare has been committed to improving the health and care of our communities. Today, we're investing more in our communities, in our people, in advanced medical technologies, and in specialized facilities, so access to better care is close to you and the things that matter most. Sage West Healthcare. Be well, live well. That's why we're here.
A well-drawn-up game plan can be the difference between wins and losses. The same can be said about your mental health. Making a game plan to talk to your children can make a huge impact on them and help make them feel supported and listened to. The good news is, this winning game plan isn't hard to implement. All it takes is you starting the conversation and being ready to talk. If you need helpful resources and tools, you can visit FremontCountyPrevention.com.
Snyder Signature Properties would like to give a huge shout out to the local sports of Fremont County. They are here to support your team and your local home real estate needs. Call today to see how Snyder Signature Properties can help you buy and sell your next property. Good luck to all Fremont County athletes.
For decades, Sage West Healthcare has been committed to improving the health of our communities. Today, we're investing more in our communities, in our people, and in advanced medical technologies, so access to better care is closer to home.
If you're tired of paying ridiculously high gas prices, there is a solution that can save you a bunch of money. In fact, it won't cost you a cent. How do you do that? Take the Blue Bus. WRTA bus lines will get you around the county for free. That's right, free, no charge. It doesn't get cheaper than free. Go to WRTAbuslines.com and download the schedule, or look for a schedule in the Ranger, Lander Journal, or Wind River News. WRTA Bus Lines, proud to serve Fremont County.
From the field to the court to the pool and beyond, Fremont County athletes give their blood, sweat, and tears for their teammates and community. Why compromise that with alcohol or marijuana? Help your athlete make the most of their playing time by avoiding the dangers and impact that substance use can have on their performance and future. For more resources and information, visit FremontCountyPrevention.com.
Welcome back here to Bill Bush Stadium, where the Lander Tigers are down 1-2 against the Powell Panthers on their final home game of the weekend. Today is prom night, so I was just walking around the stadium. Lots of track and field athletes that did not want to go to Rock Springs today so that they could make it for prom. I don't blame them by any means. But they are watching a game right now where their Tigers are falling, and they're falling because they are not able to get on offense very quickly. If they are able to get past the middle third, something happens, whether it's a steal, whether it's a bad pass, whether it goes out of bounds. Lander is just not being very fluid once they get past that middle third. And this halftime show brought to you by Central Wyoming College. Don't forget, for information on their 4-year bachelor degree programs as well as their associate degree programs and how you can earn those degrees from the comfort of your own home, be sure to visit cwc.edu. Central Wyoming College. Make your way out here. Powell doing a pretty good job staying on offense, forcing Lander to stick to their defensive roots, as Coach Brett Prinz has really advocated that he wants this to be a defensive-heavy team. He knows that there are a couple players here that can score, but that their defense is going to be the heart of this team, especially with Callum Wheeler and Lozier on that defensive line. Callum Wheeler, the only one with a goal for Lander right now. As far as Powell, I didn't write down who scored those 2 goals. We can go back and watch later as the Powell boys are up 2-1. It was a very similar game yesterday between Lander and Cody. They went into halftime tied 2-2, and Cody just came out swinging and did not miss a beat. Meanwhile, Lander was just forced to sit on their heels the entire game. So let's hope that does not happen in this second half, which will start momentarily in about 1 minute and 40 seconds. So I'm going to take this to ads one more time. I'm going to take a drink of water, and we're going to get ready for this second half right here on WYO Today's YouTube page.
At Teton Therapy, our people make the difference. You can live pain-free. The amazing staff at Teton Therapy can help in Lander and Riverton.
Riverton Vision Center offers comprehensive eye health exams, highly trained staff, and a large selection of fashion eyewear and sunglasses. Dr. Ballard, Dr. Hinkle, and Dr. Frazier offer over 70 years of experience. Call Riverton Vision Center at 856-9451 to schedule an appointment today. Community Health Centers of Central Wyoming has locations across Fremont County ready to serve you at Du Bois Medical Clinic, Riverton Community Health, and Lander Community Health Pediatrics. We accept all forms of insurance, including Medicaid and Medicare. Are you struggling to get medical care? Ask for their sliding fee scale. From family medicine to pediatrics, Community Health Centers are here to serve you. Call 307-463-7160 or visit chccw.org to schedule your appointment.
Welcome back. I want to thank Central Wyoming College. I know it was a short halftime show, but I want to thank CWC. They help us out, and they give us a lot of fun information for the Ranger and Lander Journal as well as WYO Today. And if you want to go check out soccer with them, next Saturday is the last game of their spring scrimmage, and then it's no more soccer for the Rustlers until the fall season. So with that, we're going to get going here in the second half. It's going to be Powell that gets the ball first. And I've had to resort to put on a jacket as it's gotten a little bit chillier up here. Waiting on the clock and the refs to start that clock. Lander having one heck of a day as far as the girls go. There's the whistle, and Powell starts with the ball, and they just take a long kick leading all the way down into the back corner here, and it's going to go out of the back of the goal line, so that's going to be a quick 10 seconds where the ball was just pretty much by itself, and Lander's going to get this pretty much to start this second half here. Hayford, both the goals have just gone right over his head. If he was about 2 inches taller, they probably would not have gone over his head and through his hands. So don't know what we can do. I did see there was a surgery that someone did that added 5 inches to his height. It was very experimental, but something like that. Maybe he could hit a growth spurt, and by the end of the season, those 2 inches are going to be nothing. The ball goes out of bounds after Lander kicks it all the way down into the attacking third, and it's going to be Carter Ayers that throws it in. Ayers throws it back. It's going to go to Bear Blackburn, who loses it, and now Silas Wheeler trying to make up for it. Now Beeson going to have to play some defense, and a strong lead, and Powell's going to run with it, and Powell's got an opportunity. Powell gets stopped up nicely by Callum Wheeler. That was great defense by the All-State Callum Wheeler, and now Wheeler with the Jets on the other side. He's coming up. He's going to try and do something here himself, and he gets tripped up, and he hits his head hard on the dirt. He's still holding it. They're not going to stop the clock. They're not even going to call anything. Gets helped up by a Powell player nicely. Who was that? Number 4 helped him up. And Powell quickly working hard to get back into the attacking third, and it's 3-on-3, and the ball's going to get stopped up by Hayford. Nice move there with 2 minutes into this second half by Hayford to just jump out like that. The only goal for Lander coming off a penalty kick by Callum Wheeler, and I hear a whistle. And they asked for a clock stoppage, so we're going to stop it with them, and they're going to talk to Callum Wheeler about his head. They're going to make sure he's okay, and they're going to make sure that he goes to the sideline and gets checked out. And that is a huge blow to Lander right now. They need him defensively, and he is one of the biggest leaders on this team, not just defensively but vocally. So they're going to get the athletic trainer out there, Adam Simon. And who did they bring in to replace him? So it looks like it's Hansen, Lozier, Beeson, Witzke. They're putting in number 5. Number 5 is Eric Harms, a senior. And they're just going to check him and make sure that he doesn't have a concussion. And there are a few different rules the WHSAA has instilled as far as concussions go, which big props to Ron Laird. I don't know if he's related to Colton Laird, who just almost stole the ball there, but Ron Laird, if it weren't for him, there wouldn't be as many concussion protocols in the WHSAA. So, and he is going to be leaving this June, and he is going to be replaced by his activities co-chairman, I believe, was his previous title. Powell with a chance here. He's going to take a left footer. It's going to go into the back right net, and it's going to be a goal again for Powell. I did not see who scored that goal. They're going to be giving high fives to him, I'm sure. And it's 3-1. And that was Franks. Franks with the goal. And just like that, with 37:20 to go in this game, Lander is now down 2. I don't see Callum Wheeler returning yet. They're still giving him the test outside of the sideline there. So Silas Wheeler gets it over to Witzke. Witzke back to Silas. Silas going to go all the way back to Lozier. And now Lozier with a nice pass to Beeson, but Beeson's pass just leading a little bit too long. It's going to go out of bounds. Carter Ayers is going to throw it in quickly here. He throws it in to Bear Blackburn, who just kicks it out of bounds. He did not mean to do that. And Carter Ayers able to get a foot on it, and now it goes to Beeson. Beeson over to Finn Richards. Richards back to Ayers. Ayers over, and Colton Laird had an opportunity to put his foot out. He couldn't. Didn't want to get kicked in the face. Now Powell's running with it again into the middle third. And Lander has had some trouble here defensively, and it's not going to get any better without Callum Wheeler. Callum walking and holding his head still over on the sideline. Finn Richards with the ball, passes it up to Silas. Silas Wheeler loses it out of bounds, and now Carter Ayers is going to throw it in. Carter throws it to Silas, and Silas falls hard to his rear end. Powell, a little bit of a battle for it. Silas Wheeler pushing around, and now Powell still working with it, and they're moving again into the attacking third. And nobody gets in front of him, nor do they try and stop, and that's the captain, Cameron Carpenter. He's going to have two opportunities here. He puts it in, and nice stop by Hayford as he dives for it. That does mean we're going to get a corner kick, but overall a great play there by Hayford. That corner kick goes deep and doesn't go very far towards the goal. Once it does, Hayford finally gets the stop there. Reminder that this Powell team played twice this week already, and they beat Green River yesterday 1-0. And they beat Cody 2 days before that 2-1. So this boys team doing a great job for Powell. The Lander team only had 3 games under their belt. Powell's had that many in the last week. And Powell is currently 4-1 with 9 points on the season. They are on top of the 3A West at the moment as they beat Cody, and they hold that tiebreaker at the moment. Cody also sitting at 4-1. I think they're actually 4-2 now. Lander still sitting at 1-2 in the 3A West. They are just having trouble trying to figure out their identity. I still don't see Callum Wheeler taking any steps towards the pitch. I hope he's not out for the rest of the game, but if he is, we are just hopeful that he feels better soon. Powell throws it in. They're just going to attempt a long shot there, and it just goes safely into the hands of Hayford. He just throws it over to, looks like Richards. No, that's Blackburn. Blackburn kicks it and goes off the shin of Powell. And we're going to get a substitution. It's not going to be Callum Wheeler, though. It's going to be Sawyer Knockhazel for Witzke. Callum Wheeler still holding his head, and it's looking like he's probably not going to come back in. That is a huge blow for this Lander team. Returning all-stater, and he plays tremendous defense, and he has really been practicing on his penalty kicks, as it showed earlier. And there's got to be something that this Lander team does to replace him. It's going to be very hard to do it on the fly, but if they don't have him for Tuesday against Green River, they're going to have their work cut out for them. Powell gets the ball back, gets into the middle third, and now a long lead gets stolen away by who is that? That's number 5. That's Eric Harms, the senior, as Finn Richards tries to go towards the middle third. He ends up going out of bounds, and then the lead, nicely done by Craig Hansen. By Sawyer Knockhazel. Colton Laird gets bum rushed and bodies just going flying. You can hear the Lander fans upset that no call there. Out of bounds again. Sawyer Knockhazel again going to throw it in. He's looking for where to throw it. He ends up giving it to Silas Wheeler. Knockhazel back to Finn Richards, and now Silas has it. Gets it into Blackburn. Oh, nice slide steal there, but it goes right to Lander anyway. And now Carter Ayers has a lead. He's got to go into the corner. It's going to be kicked out of bounds, and Carter's going to have it on that far side. He's going to have to throw it in. They're still down by 2. 1 goal here would definitely help. They throw it into Silas Wheeler. Wheeler has to get all the way back, and it's going to go out of bounds. And they just had a missed opportunity there because now they're just going backwards, and the defensive line is going to have to hold with 2 people here. Powell doing a good job, and they're going to call that penalty on that slide tackle there by number 15, Morgan Hobbs. Just keeping an eye on Callum. He is checking his phone and holding the front of his head right next to the athletic trainer, Adam Simon. We'll be sure to get a report on that as soon as we can, as Powell has it, and they're entering the middle third, and they are just all offense right now as Lozier. Nice steal by Lozier, and he's running with it. He's going to keep going. He gets past the middle third. He gets tripped up, but he still has the ball somehow, and he gets up, and he loses it that time, and now it's going to be Bear Blackburn with the ball, and they're going to call that trip finally. They call that. Again, it's been the one ref that is really, really, really just whistle happy today. And a long lead gets knocked in the air by a head, and now Colton Laird has a chance. Oh, Finn Richards about 4 feet too high, but that was a nice curve that he had. It would have gone right into the top right of the goal if he had just put a little less mustard on it. 10 minutes into this second half, and it is 3-1, Powell. We get more substitutions in for Powell. 23 coming in for number 9. That's Jason Medina coming in for Bryce Haslam. A sophomore for a senior. The kick short. And that means Lander can try and press here and get some defense going. It's going to go out of bounds. Luckily, Sawyer Knockhazel was ready for it. He's ready to throw it in. He wants to throw it in now. He has to throw it backwards, though, as no one was really ready for him. Silas Wheeler gets it back out to Otis Beeson. Beeson back to the center circle to Lozier. And the ball goes out of bounds, last touched by Powell. Powell doing pretty much whatever they want in this middle third, and they're going to call another penalty here. No yellow. Oh, that is a yellow card. Who did they call that on? They called that on Lozier. And if you couldn't hear the fans, they say that is a horrible call. So Powell's going to get this ball. And the fans here are definitely letting the refs know what they think about that call. We're going to get this back on track with the clock. 28:55 to go, and they're just going to take, that was a 50-yarder, almost like a 45-yard kick, and they just went right for the goal there. It was handled nicely by Hayford. So now no Lozier, no Callum Wheeler on the field. Their defense is going to have to rely on their offense to keep some time on the clock, and that ball by Finn Richards kicked out from underneath his legs. He was trying to cross into the middle of the box, and at that moment, that was when Powell decided to do something about it. And now Powell moving down all the way to the end of the middle third for them. Big steal there. Almost by Eric Harms, and now he finally gets it back over to Silas Wheeler. Now Finn has it. Finn's ball gets knocked up in the air. 28 minutes shortly to go. Hayford kicks it. Long ball past the center circle, and both Powell players there didn't realize that they were going to head each other in the chest, so they kind of let each other go. And now Silas Wheeler has to do some fancy footwork. Over to Carter Ayers. Ayers. Nice pass to Finn Richards, and Richards is going to have this shot open, and it's going to go right into the hands of the goalie. That was a great pass and probably the best opportunity Lander's had all day outside that penalty shot. And I don't know what else Finn Richards could have done there, but he definitely had his best look of the season on a goal, as Lander now has to push themselves into defense, and Powell player got stuck on top of the ball and almost did the splits there. It's going to be Lander ball, 27-10 to go. They're going to short kick it over to Bear. I'm sorry, to Silas. Oh, who is that? None of them are wearing hats. Oh, that was Craig Hansen. I apologize. And now Finn Richards has it right outside the middle third. They're getting into Carter Ayers. He's going to go backwards, and now he's going to go forwards into the middle. He's trying to work on two Powell players pretty much at the same time. Finally gets it back over here to Sawyer Knockhazel. Knockhazel to Silas Wheeler. Wheeler trying to work on this touch line. He hugs it tightly. He gets around, and then Powell clears it out very nicely. And now Harms has it. Oh, little header gets into a body blow, and Otis Beeson is probably just going to let Hayford take this one. He is, and Hayford's going to kick it with 26-20 to go. Lander has to get 2 goals. Silas Wheeler on the right side, near side touchline. Over to Witzke, who's back in the game in the center circle, and now he kicks it to Carter Ayers, who has it knocked up in the air, and now it's going to go out of bounds unless Ayers saves it, and he can't before he goes out of bounds. My wire's getting all caught up around here. I got to fix something, otherwise I'm going to keep losing my headphones. There we go. So 25:50 to go. I saw a sub come in. I didn't see who for, and it was for Powell. Powell now throwing it in. They throw it in. It goes right off the chest of Bear Blackburn, and so they're just going to wash, rinse, repeat here about 10 yards further down the field. Callum Wheeler definitely not coming back in, as he's still on his phone. It looks like he's taken off his shoes as well, his cleats, I should say. So that is a huge blow. I cannot express how big of a blow that is for this Lander team. That is their leader, both on defense and just overall. He's probably the most vocal player on this team, as Sawyer Knockhazel looks to throw it in. He finally does at the halfway line to Silas Wheeler. Now back and forth between Finn Richards. Gets stolen away by Franks. Franks kicks it right into the legs of Beeson, and Beeson trying his hardest to get around, and he does. He gets a long lead for Carter Ayers and just goes out of bounds. Lead was a little bit too far right for Ayers to be able to get to it. 24-45. This half has already kind of blown by. The weather's getting much warmer, not up here in the press box, as the wind, whenever it hits cold. As Powell moving up that touchline, now they go inside, and they're rubbing up against bodies, and now a lead, and there's going to be an open look here, and it's going to go into the back of the net. And that goal scored by number 23, and I think the ref is not going to call that. Is the ref saying that was an inadvertent goal? That would make it 4-1. What was the call there, Sarah? Okay. And it was an offsides call. That's why that will not count. My clock's a little bit short here, as we're at 23:55 to go. And I will get this back down to make sure that we know where we're at here. So we're going to start it when it hits 23 minutes, which is in about 40 seconds. Right now, we'll keep you up to date with this play as Silas Wheeler gets it towards the center circle. Now it's in Knockhazel's feet, and he just kicks it a little too hard for Finn Richards. It's going to go out of bounds. Richards upset with himself because he was in prime position for that, as we have a sub come in now. Number 9 coming in for 16 for Powell. That means Cameron Carpenter, the senior, is coming out, and Bryce Haslam, the senior, coming in. 23:10 to go in this game. The ball goes in, and it goes over the head of Haslam, who just came in, as 23 minutes now finally reaches the clock, and it's going to go out of bounds. It's still Powell ball. And nice steal there by Lander. Finally, they're going to get something going in the attacking third without having to work very hard for it. Carter Ayers gets into it. He's going to go left, and he's got a nice Finn Richards open. He's going to take this shot again, maybe? No, he gets pushed over in the penalty box, and they're going to call that again. We're going to have a second penalty kick for Lander. And with no Callum Wheeler to take it, who will take it? It looks like it's going to be Silas Wheeler. Going to zoom in here. It will be Silas. And no matter how you look at it, Lander getting these 2 penalty kicks is the only reason that they might have 2 points up on the board. They have not been very effective on offense. Here's Wheeler, and he gets it into the bottom right net. Good job by Silas Wheeler. And that is exactly what Lander needed with 22:27 to go. Marking this down. He had a goal yesterday, and he has a goal today. Both Wheeler brothers have a penalty kick to their name, and that makes it a 3-2 ball game with 22:27 to go. Lander, specifically Colton Laird and Finn Richards, doing a great job of getting penalized here in the penalty box, or at least getting the calls that they need to. It's not always a bunch of bad acting in soccer like you see on the memes. Finn Richards, looks like maybe his shoe was a little loose, and they're going to call that up a trip there. He was kind of galloping around, didn't know exactly how he was doing it. Now Otis Beeson going to take this long kick from the halfway line. Ooh, what an acrobatic move by Powell to keep that from going too far. Now Richards has it again. Richards over to Bear Blackburn. Blackburn has to pass it all the way back out to Craig Hansen, and Hansen tries to get it to Carter Ayers. He can't, and it's going to go out of bounds. No, he's got it in the corner. He's going to take the shot. Oh, Colton Laird was waiting for it, but Powell got in front of it. Smart move. And now the ball, a high clear, a higher bounce, 2 heads trying to attack it, one from Lander, one from Powell. Ends up going to Lozier, who's back in the game after that yellow card. Lozier has done extremely well on the defensive end, and he has really pushed this offense whenever he can. Now Carter Ayers on the right corner. Oh, he gets blocked up by by a white jersey, and now Powell working with it again, and they just managed to get it so easily and swiftly into the middle third. But Lozier going to try and keep it there. 21 minutes exactly to go in this in this game. Lander needs one more goal. If they get it from a penalty kick or they get it from anything else, that's fine, but they need it if they don't want to go 0-2 on the weekend here. And Sawyer Knockhazel can't track it down fast enough. Goes out of bounds, and Powell's going to throw this in after they sub in 16 for 23. That's Cameron Carpenter coming back in for Jason Medina. I have like the slight hiccups. It's not so much a hiccup that's continuous, but it's like every 10, 15 seconds I have a little air bubble that's coming up, so I apologize about that. Powell moves, and they try and take a nice lead there for number 9, I believe. Yes, that was for number 9, but it was just too far in front of him. So now Finn Richards has it and tries to pass it back to Knockhazel, and now he just has to throw it inside after Powell kicks it out. Knockhazel looks like he got a push, and he did. And the Lander fans getting a little rowdy here. And I don't know if you could hear one parent. If you're going to call that both ways. I would agree with that, considering there has definitely been a few pushovers on Powell's side that have not been called, one of which led to Callum Wheeler hitting his head hard, and he is going to be out for the rest of the game, it looks like. So that not being called just is a huge disadvantage. And now we're going to get another call, and it's going to be a penalty kick for for Powell. And another yellow card. Otis Beeson trying to explain himself. Lander fans in disbelief. And it's Lozier again with the yellow card. And the ref wants to talk to him. They're going to give another yellow card. Nope, they got a red card. And now that means Lozier is out. Lozier not having his best day right now as far as the refs are concerned. 19:22 to go. We're going to get a penalty kick. Lozier's done for the day. Callum's done for the day. This ref is not having it. He might want to watch himself on the way home. I don't expect these Lander fans to let him have a good day after this. Penalty kick incoming from Franks. Oh, a nice save by Hayford. And then the putback is actually good. And that is disheartening for Lander and Hayford especially. Hayford looks like he might be hurt. He landed on his right arm, very, very poorly. And he is just holding his shoulder. The ref making a note of it. And now Adam Simon going to come out and look at his second Lander Tiger of the day. We'll take a break. We don't take very many of those, but we will take a break, and we will come back to a 4-2 ball game.
Your car or truck is an investment. When it needs repairs, you need someone you can trust to do the job right. Take it to Gunner's Automotive. They repair all makes and models of cars and trucks, from oil changes to brakes, tires, and more. Gunner's Automotive, 856-2288.
Wyoglass wants to wish all the Lander Valley Tiger teams good luck this year. Wyoglass is locally owned and operated in Lander. They bleed green. Call or stop in today to get a quote on a window or get a quick fix on your window for a rock chip. Wyoglass is Lander.
From one corner of the state to the other, over 82% of Wyomingites wear their seatbelts. And to the 18% who don't, we say, let's buckle up for life, Wyoming.
Riverton's Hampton Inn & Suites is proud to sponsor our youth athletics in Fremont County. Fremont County school athletics provide our youth timeless experiences and lessons that can lead to success for life. Setting goals, teamwork, and hard work make young athletes into good citizens.
Is your resolution this year to be healthier? You may have made a commitment to improve your physical health, but don't forget about your financial health. Atlantic City Federal Credit Union is listed as one of the healthiest credit unions in the U.S., and we are the healthiest credit union in Wyoming, according to depositaccounts.com. Don't risk having your accounts anywhere else. Become a member today and accomplish your first resolution by becoming healthier. Financially speaking, that is. Federally insured by NCUA. Open your eyes to a credit union. Atlantic City Federal Credit Union.
The staff and board at the Fremont County Fair wish to thank everyone who attended the fair this year. Whether you enjoyed Family Day, a night event, entered a craft show, or showed your livestock, thank you for all your efforts. We'll be moving and grooving next year, so stay tuned.
Some say healthcare is a calling. Taking care of others. It's who we are. It's what we do. And what we love. For decades, Sage West Healthcare has been here. For the expected and the unexpected moments in life. As one of the region's largest employers, we're investing in our communities through donated services and charitable contributions. We're investing in our people, technologies, and facilities, so better care is more convenient and available to everyone, right here, close to you and the things that matter most. From maternity through maturity, from pediatrics to primary care, we're making a difference by improving life and health in our communities we love. Sage West Healthcare. Be well, live well. That's why we're here.
Welcome back. 4-2 ball game. They had to help Aiden Hayford off the field, and we have been confirmed Callum Wheeler was taking a concussion test on his phone. That is why his cleats are off, and that is why he is not going to be coming back in the game. Add that in with Lozier getting a red card and missing the rest of this game, and I would be very surprised if Lander has as many cards up their sleeve as as you might think here. They really just have to rely on their offense to keep their defense from having to do a lot of legwork like they have so far. No Callum and no Lozier is going to be tough. It's going to be pretty much just Otis Beeson back there, along with a much smaller group of guys. And then they brought in Eric Harms, who is a much taller senior, the guy with the ball right now, the guy touching the ball and kicking it. And he kicks it over to Laird. Laird to Bear. Bear to Carter Ayers. I feel like I should be in a Dr. Seuss book right now. And now he finally gets it to Silas Wheeler to break up the monotony, and that ball gets stolen away. 18:30 to go. I started my clock a little after they blew the whistle. So 18:24 exactly, and now we got another penalty. Anytime a body hits the ground, this ref has called a whistle of some kind. It has not led to as many points as you might think, but it has definitely led to a lot of less fluidity. It's very hard for any of these teams to get into a rhythm if they continually keep stop and play. And so Finn Richards has the ball now. He's hugging that touch line before he gets it back out to Harms. Harms just going to let it go to, I believe that's Logan Wetsky that put it on. Logan Wetsky, let's see. Yep, Logan Wetsky is now the goalie, number 95. He was 23. Ooh, a bad slide there by Bear Blackburn. He gets up a little limpy there. And now the ball goes deep into the Lander territory, and they have to just kick it out. And they're lucky that Powell tried to get to it because now it's Lander ball. It's going to be Sawyer Knockhazel throwing it in. Knockhazel right to Finn Richards. Nice header there to get behind, but it doesn't really matter as Powell continues to control the ball. They get it inside the attacking 30 easily, and Eric Harms, a dangerous header. Oh, my goodness, he almost just got kneed in the face there, and they're going to call, yes, they are going to call that because that would have been a dangerous look. So it's going to be right where that happened, which is roughly around the 18-yard line, 19-yard line on the football field. Ball deep down to Finn Richards down here at the 40. Gets it to Silas Wheeler. Gets it over to Bear Blackburn, who's trying to get a little bit of momentum going here. He stops and starts. Nice little move to get around one player, but he kicks it right to another. And now Powell has it at the center circle. Powell and Colton Laird hit the floor. No whistle that time. And you could hear Coach Brett Prinz angry that his team is still having to face not only Powell, but it seems like the refs as well. And there's a call. There's a yellow card. And finally, the Lander fans see a little bit of, I don't want to say fairness, that's the wrong word, but they finally see a yellow card and a call on Powell. That's going to be on Morgan Hobbs, the captain senior. So, with Lander now a little bit of momentum, one of Powell's best players off the field, let's see what they can do here. Oh, and that ball didn't go where he needed it to go, as now Powell has an opportunity, and they start this opportunity out well, running all the way down. It's going to probably go out of bounds before they touch it, and it will. Difficult to say just how much Callum Wheeler means to this defensive line. We pray that he does not have a concussion, and not only that he will be able to play against Green River on Tuesday. Lander looking at 2 straight losses today, and if they are without Callum Wheeler against a very tough Green River team, I don't see that defensive line being as strong. Lozier will at least be back, but that won't mean that Callum Wheeler, the all-state captain of this team, will be. Oh, Finn Richards almost falls and gets his ankles broken, but Powell ends up kicking it deep, clearing it all the way down. Nice lead. It's going to be just off the foot, though. And number 6 there, I don't think that was number 6. Let me check with my binoculars. That was 16. Cameron Carpenter had a good look at it, but he just couldn't corral it in. Short pass instead goes to Otis Beeson. Beeson, deep kick, trying to lead Carter Ayers and Finn Richards, and they'll at least get this ball thrown in here, and Lander looking to bring all their pieces up in the front here. Sawyer Knockhazel throws it into Carter Ayers. Ayers loses it. It's going to go out of bounds again. Sawyer Knockhazel has to do it again. Oh, they're going to call that off of Ayers somehow. Oh, I was looking right at it. That was definitely off the foot of a white jersey. The referees are not the problem here today. They are just not adding to the solution, if that makes sense. As now Powell working up the field, 13:40 to go. I don't know how my time got stopped. It's actually 13:55. We're going to let this clock run down and match mine. While we do that, Powell's going to bring in quite a few subs. They're going to throw it in as we just now reach 13:38 to go in this game. And Witzke has his first real opportunity at stopping a ball from going towards the goal, and he takes it out nicely. 4-2 Powell. Match is definitely not over yet, but with the missing pieces for Lander, you never really know who's going to have to step up here. And a push on number 4. And another whistle. And another, not clock stoppage, but just stoppage of play here. It's going to be Otis Beeson taking this kick from right near the halfway line. And he just kind of kicks a nice softie into the middle of the pitch to Bear Blackburn. Blackburn trying to move around one player. He gets kind of kicked out, and now he's getting stuck up on the right touch line, I should say, and he's going to get this ball right back. He's going to have to throw it in quickly. They need to work quickly if they want to even have a chance at tying this game. Down 2 with just over 12 minutes to go. Carter Ayers has it. Ayers has to move backwards, and now Powell clears it, and they clear it hard. They're going to go all the way down into the box. Witzke going to take it. Witzke just going to slow roll it to Beeson. Beeson, then a low pass here to Finn Richards right at the halfway line. He gets it to Wheeler. Nice little triangle pass, but it's blocked up by Powell. Next thing you know, it's going to be Powell on the offensive again. Defensive line steps up. Harms stepped up way too far, and now Powell had to work with just one guy in front of him, and Harms knew that was most likely his doing there that got him past that defensive line, I should say. Goes out of bounds. We're going to have a corner kick. And we mentioned it earlier. We haven't seen one in a little while, but we mentioned it earlier that Lander let 2 goals go yesterday against Cody from corner kicks. Lander has both of their goals today from penalty kicks. This corner kick goes straight into the legs of, it looked like Sawyer Knockhazel. And then Witzke makes a nice save, but he drops it, and it's going to go finally out. Nicely saved by Silas Wheeler, kicking it out of bounds. Witzke had an opportunity to hold on to it, but he just pushed it out and hit the ground. Powell inbounds it, headed out nicely by Lander. Powell still in control, though. Franks has it, trying to get to the outside wing. Now he gets to the middle. He's going to take a shot, and it goes left of the goal, and they're going to call that out on Powell. We'll see who finally gives Witzke the ball as we approach 10 minutes, 30 seconds. All right, well, the ball got kicked in without me hearing about it, so they're going to kick it in, and they're going to redo this from the center circle here. Otis Beeson pointing traffic and directing traffic, I should say, and it gets headed out by Powell. Silas Wheeler has it. He's got him trying to turn around. He gets in between 2 players. Is he going to take a shot, or is he going to pass it? He's going to try and pass it to Bear Blackburn. No, he gets stopped up. Sawyer Knockhazel could have ran at it. Instead, he's waiting, and now he's going to have to play defense, and now the ball goes deep into the attacking third for Powell, and it's going to be Otis Beeson kicking it back, trying to get something going. It goes all, and now Powell saves it. Lander has it now. Powell just kind of toying with them a little bit right now. They're not bringing full pressure, but they're also not staying in defense mode, so they're just kind of sitting there in the middle waiting for something to happen to them, and now once they get into the attacking third, it's Eric Harms that is able to kick it out. 9:30 to go in this game. Lander, the clock is now their enemy, as we have more substitutions coming in, one of which being a very, very tall number 17, Rem DeVries, a senior. Throwing it in here is going to be Parker Williams. Parker gets it headed out to DeVries, the man we just mentioned, and he looks like a full-grown man out there compared to some of these high school boys. He is a lot taller and just towers over them. He's got the ball now, kicks it far side over to, is that Franks? No, that's number 7, the one that had Steven Stambaugh. 8:35 to go in this game. Stopped up by Silas Wheeler right at the outside of the middle third. The ball goes into the attacking third for Powell, but no one is able to head it, so now it's Lander's turn to try and get to it. Finn Richards has it. Richards, nice move to get past, and Sawyer Knockhazel turns on the Jets to try and get it, and that's going to be called right there. Knockhazel gets up hurt. Knockhazel gets up very hurt, and now he's down on the ground again. Ref making sure that he's okay. The ref going to let this be a kick from the 25. Or are they going to say that he has to throw it in? He does have to throw it in, which goes against everything that this ref has allowed so far. He throws it into Colton Laird. Laird going backwards with it, kicks it over to Beeson. Otis Beeson inside to Silas Wheeler. Tries to get around one player. He does. Gets past 2. Gets it to Carter Ayers. Ayers has to get stopped up, and he has to go backwards. Now he kicks it back to Bear Blackburn. Blackburn gets tripped up, and then a shot by Silas Wheeler as he falls to the ground, and then a wild shot hits the field goal post. And I don't know what's going to be called here, but there were multiple Lander bodies on the floor. Clock still running. And we're going to get not a penalty kick, but since it was outside the box, it's going to be a free kick here from the 15-yard line. It's going to be Bear Blackburn taking the shot here. Don't know if he's going to take the shot over the wall or if maybe he's going to try and pass it. Sawyer Knockhazel looks prepared to get this ball on the far left, and now they finally put a defensive player on him. And here we go, 6:45 to go. We're still waiting. Blackburn takes the shot, and it goes right into the chest, and now it's Carter Ayers with the putback. Carter Ayers, another goal. He loses his hat as he celebrates, and he deserves to celebrate. 6:36 to go. Carter Ayers makes it a third goal of the day. His second goal of the weekend. He had one yesterday. And suddenly, Lander has some life. 6:36 to go. If they can just play some stout defense here and maybe get one more good look, there's a chance that they can tie this game and end with a tie rather than a loss. Powell trying to move it around the center circle. They finally do. They kick it all the way back to their goalie. Goalie's going to take just a short pass up to Stambaugh. Now they're just kicking it back. They're just kind of keeping it within their own comfort zone. They don't want to get into the attacking third with too many people and lose control. Now they're actually getting into the attacking third, but Colton Laird takes a wild kick there to try and get it back out, and Witzke should not be able to grab that. Witzke should not be able to grab that, as that was last touched by a Lander player. And they're not going to call it. You can hear the Powell Panthers saying that was a handball. It was last touched by a Lander player, so it should not be able to be corralled like that by the goalie. It should just be able to kick. Now Silas Wheeler gets it. And looks like a penalty or an offsides of some kind. 5:20 to go. Time slowly ticking away, but right now is an opportunity as Otis Beeson has it at the halfway line. Low kick right into a Powell player, and he's going to kick it, and it's going to go out of bounds. And they're going to get to be able to do this again just with a throw-in. And it's going to be Colton Laird that throws it in. The throw-in, I don't know if it got picked up by the wind or what, but it did not go very far. Eric Harms has to keep it in control, and now they're going to clear it. Powell does a good job, kicks it right over to their bench. 4:45 to go. Lander has to play with urgency right now. And they're going backwards. They're kicking it to Otis Beeson, and Beeson just didn't put anything behind that pass. And it's going to be Powell moving forward with it. Powell kicks it off of the leg of Laird, and a Powell player is getting up limping. That's number 16. That's Cameron Carpenter again. 4:20 to go in this game. They're waiting on ball boys more than they're waiting on their teammates. They need to get something going here urgently. They try and throw it into Silas Wheeler. It gets pushed out again. Just going to wash, rinse, repeat. Here we go. Lander parents are irate right now. It's going to be a kick from Otis Beeson on his side of the 50. High pass, almost headed by Powell. And now Finn Richards. Oh, Finn Richards had an opportunity if Powell's player did not get one look at it. Silas Wheeler has it. And now another penalty. Another whistle here. There's no way that these Lander fans are going to let this ref not hear their disdain. Sawyer Knockhazel has it. Trying to get past one player. He does. He gets it to Silas. Silas over to Finn. Finn Richards back to Silas. And now a nice lead, but too long for Sawyer. They have to play some defense here. 3 minutes, 9 seconds to go. And they're going to let subs come in. As we let these subs come in, reaches under, he stopped the clock. I did not see that Cyril Stauffenberg stopped that clock. They're going to keep the clock going now. 3:07 to go. I will keep it going with my clock as soon as it matches my time of 2:53. 3 minutes exactly to go. Eric Harms hugged that touchline there. And, I don't even know what that call was. .245 to go. And the long kick goes right into the hands of Witzke. Witzke's got to do something. He's got to get it downfield fast. He's going to throw it. Not a lot of strength behind it. Ooh, and a big hit there. And they're not going to call nothing on that one. And you can hear the fans. This is both Powell and Lander fans are not happy with these refs right now. That looked like Bear Blackburn just got tackled mid-air by Logan Jensen. Lander trying their hardest. Otis Beeson, just over 2 minutes. Long kick. Gets headed back into the chest of Sawyer. Sawyer Knockhazel. Over to Finn. Finn Richards, and he gets it kicked out of bounds. Finn's got to do something quickly. He's going to throw it in. He throws it into Carter Ayers. Ayers can't get to it, and it gets headed out. It's going to be kicked out no matter what, but Powell. Silas Wheeler going to get the ball rather than wait for the last 100 seconds of this game. He's now on the wrong side of the pitch. Colton Laird, and that's going to be a call right there. Colton Laird got bum rushed by a Powell player, and they're going to have a much easier look at this. It's not a penalty kick. It is a free kick here. It's going to be Bear Blackburn. Clock is not stopping. 1:15 to go. Bear Blackburn has an opportunity to tie this right now. He just has to get it past what looks like two walls. Goes past one, and it goes far left. And Bear Blackburn upset with himself as the clock hits 60 seconds. And Powell can pretty much just hold on to this ball. Lander, the game is not over, as you can hear fans, but this is going to be a difficult one, especially with their defense getting back up into the line. 40 seconds to go. The ball gets cleared all the way down into the attacking third. Colton Laird going to take a wild throw at it, and now he finally gets the ball, and he loses it again on the outside touchline. And Laird just trying to push him out, and he does, and they're going to give that ball to Powell because of that push. And Powell looks to pretty much hold on to this for the final 18 seconds. A header there by Otis Beeson is going to go out the back, and they could take this corner kick if they want, or they could just hold on. 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3 seconds. And this game's going to end 4-3. Lots of physicality in both of Lander's boys' games this weekend, and both of them ending in losses, one ending 4-2 and today ending 4-3. We'll be right back with our Click It or Ticket postgame show right after this.
41 Miniweb Avenue, Riverton.
A proud sponsor of this broadcast is Bailey Enterprises. For over 50 years, Bailey has become the name you can trust. With Pit Stop Travel Centers, you can fuel up and stock up on trip snacks at locations all over Fremont County. You can also put your trust in Bailey Tire and Auto for service to keep handy for those times when your luck runs out on the road. Refresh at the Speedway Cafe with a dine-in meal or a round of carry-out with a variety of specials to keep you going. Go with Bailey. When you think about wellness, do you think about long walks, nutrition, having a personal trainer? No matter what your idea of wellness looks like, you can find yourself at Gotchi Gym. Their 1,900 square foot facility makes them one of the largest gyms open to the public in Wyoming. Be the best version of yourself with state-of-the-art equipment from senior to strongman. Take advantage of having a bistro on site as well as a certified NASM personal trainer. Take the first step in reaching your goals. Gotchi Gym. Gotchi Rehabilitation is always looking for new team members. See more at gotchi.org. Wyoming Community Bank is ready to serve you. Stop in at any one of their branches located in Riverton, Lander, and DuBois. A bank that is owned and operated by the locals of Fremont County. Wyoming Community Bank. They're here to help you.
During winter storms, it doesn't take long for roads to turn slick. Snowfall is often accompanied by high winds, and blowing and drifting snow can make it difficult to see the road. Speed limits are based on dry pavement conditions and good visibility. Be ready to reduce speed and increase following distance. Crashes are twice as likely to happen when it's slick out, and it's usually because someone is driving too fast for conditions. Remember, when there's ice and snow, take it slow. This message is brought to you by WYDOT.
Hometown Freedom Healthcare, making healthcare great. Providing coverage in family medicine, women's health, pediatrics, and mental health. Meet providers Tara Blumenshine, Adina Vasco, and Jessica Rodriguez. Come see us at Hometown Freedom Healthcare, locally owned, 463-0541.
At some point, everyone is a pedestrian.
When you're driving, yield to pedestrians. Wear light clothing. Walk on a pathway instead of the road.
Look out for pedestrians.
Avoid distractions like your phone.
Look out for pedestrians, they're everywhere. We are the Wyoming Indian Lady Chiefs. We need you in our stand.
Hey there, how's your day going? Frustrating. My car's check engine light came on and they can't take it in till next week. And then Max, our Rottweiler, chewed up my glasses and I'm going to have to wait at least a week to get another pair. It seems you have to wait for everything important.
I know the feeling. Some things seem to take forever to get done.
Forgot to ask, how's your day?
I had to take my daughter into the clinic to have her arm looked at.
Let me guess. You had to wait to get an appointment. What was it, 1 week, 2 weeks?
Same day.
What? Same day?
We go to Hot Springs Health. They offer same-day appointments at all their clinics. Riverton, Shoshone, Thermopolis, Worland, and Basin. You just call the clinic and you have an appointment in a matter of minutes. It's easy and so convenient.
Wow, so Hot Springs Health actually values our time? Thanks for the advice. Now if I could only get a same-day appointment for Max. He hasn't been the same since he ate my glasses. He keeps running around and making a spectacle of himself.
For more information or directions, please visit hotspringshealth.com, your hub of healthcare in the Basin.
Central Wyoming College now offers Bachelor of Applied Science degrees in Early Childhood Education and Organizational Management and Leadership, with an emphasis in outdoor education, tribal leadership, or business and entrepreneurial leadership. CWC offers 3 ways to learn: online, virtual, and in person. Learn, grow, lead, and advance at Central Wyoming College. CWC is leading the way with expanded programs in the Bachelor of Applied Science degrees.
Welcome back. As you are joining us here at Bill Bush Stadium after a tough loss, Lander falling 4-3 on the in their final game of the weekend against Powell, and I mean, they just had so many opportunities, especially late in that second half, which is amazing without Callum Wheeler, without Sequel Lozier. And, I mean, there was just – and without their main goalie, Aiden Hayford, they still almost eked out a tie today. It was Bear Blackburn's 25-ish yard free kick, and it just went a few yards left. If that had gone in, it would have been a tie game with 1 minute to go. And this is a tough loss, and not only a tough loss, but this makes the team that you see on your screen right now, it makes them yearn for something that they may not have, which is an overall offensive mindset outside of just 1 or 2 players. And what I mean by that is they have quite a few good passers and a couple of good shooters, especially with Colton Laird, his speed. And Silas Wheeler, he has some great legs, some great passes. Carter Ayers, obviously the key to this team. Bear Blackburn had a yellow card today. He was very physical, especially after yesterday's game. I'm sorry, he had a yellow card yesterday. It was Sequel Lozier that had both yellow cards and a red card today. So it's a physical team. They play good defense for the most part, and whenever something gets past them, they simply seem to just crumble, and it seems to take over their whole team, not just one player. But this loss will have kind of an asterisk next to it, as the last half was completed with pretty much 3 out of Lander's top 5 best players out, and it's not easy to win a game, especially against this Powell team. It's not easy to win a game without your best players. So that will be a big key on Tuesday. We'll see if Callum Wheeler passes concussion protocol. We'll see if Hayford, his shoulder is any better. We'll get some more news on that. And Lozier coming back from the red card. So we're going to have to figure out what they do on Tuesday when they take on Green River here at home. You can not only come to this game and cheer on your local Tigers and Lady Tigers, but you can catch that game right here on Wild Today's YouTube page. Again, that's Tuesday the 18th at 3 o'clock. The girls will take on Green River. 5 o'clock, the boys will take on Green River. And after that, they take on Jackson the next day, and then they go right back to Powell on Friday. They are going to have themselves a full week with games on Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. No Saturday game, though. That is the 22nd. And I implore everyone here to come out to Lander on that 22nd and go to the Garden Expo. It will be a fun time. You can learn a lot about gardening. You can get seeds. You can figure out how to regrow your grass or your flowers or whatever you need. So I will go and learn some more information about the injuries, about the team, and I will see you guys on Tuesday. This has been Sean O'Brate and your Click It or Ticket post-game show. Thank you for watching right here on YO Today Media on YouTube, on our YouTube page. We will see you on Tuesday.